Good morning, all you lovely kings, queens, and in-betweens in the flock. How the fuck are we doing this morning? The doctor is in. So, let me switch over to this screen here real quick. So, welcome to the World of RuneScape. So this is somewhat of a fever dream that I don't think anyone would have ever thought would come to fruition, but you are, in fact, looking at Old School Runescape, but done in World of WarCraft. Morning, Barry. How's it going, buddy? So, this is, first off, it's fucking wild. And second of all, right now we are exclusively in invite-only closed alpha testing. Now, bear in mind, the community is growing exponentially. And, like, at a breakneck pace we are. And I'm actually working alongside of the staff to try and get things operational. And there's quite a few things, still have some hiccups here and there, but that's to be expected. We are in a closed pre-alpha test phase. Oh, Jesus, I'm getting ganked. Alright, let's try that again. So, that is exactly... So, this is actually RuneScape 2 built in World of WarCraft's engine. So right now, all that we have currently, bear in mind, the entirety of World of Warcraft, or sorry, the entirety of Gielinor is going to be built. So right now, all of the free-to-play area, so everything from Alcara Desert all the way over to Remington, even Karamja, obviously, for, doing Dragon Slayer, and Crandor Isle, all the way up here into the Wildy, all the way over here to the Wildy. A little bit of Canifis is accessible, mostly only so we can get access to the second Slayer Master, Mazkchnar, or whatever the hell, the demon. And then, obviously Priest in Peril in order to get access to that. Mage training area isn't quite opened up yet. Yeah, Summit Maz Cash Money, I don't fucking know. The Grand Exchange, it does work. It's currently based off of the World of Warcraft auction house architecture for now. But quick rundown. So I'm going to give you all the TLDR version here before I recommence back to what I was doing before I went live here. I was actually doing some Slayer leveling, because Slayer is really profitable at later levels. All of the skills that you see here are accessible. So obviously all of your combat skills, so HP, attack, strength, defense, ranged, prayer, and magic. All of these are fully functional. All of them can be leveled. Your non-combat, so all of your crafting and gathering and the like, all of this is also accessible. However, these four skills down here, farming, dungeoneering, hunter, and construction. These ones are currently major work in progress. I'm actually working with some of the guys on staff to... Jesus, that is a lot of guards. Wow. Alright, hold on. Let me shake the cops real quick. Hold up. Holy shit. Let me lose the fuzz. So, now, about that. So everything here, the entire game, is going to be released as free-to-play. There will be some elements, like potentially... So if you look over here, right, I have a buff, and it says I have membership, which is classified as a buff. Keynets is basically... We're kind of doing like a poll, where what the membership, air quotes here, is going to be is just an XP boost to your skills. And it's going to be a scalar buff. So it's going to start at a very minuscule, barely noticeable amount. And then it's going to scoot up to a cap of 30% bonus once you get to around level 90 in your skilling journey. So, that's really the only thing that's going to be pay-to-play element-wise. But as far as the world in its entirety, I'll give you an example. Here. Priest in Peril. So let's look at the quests. Mage Arena, that required membership. Priest in Peril, membership. Druidic Ritual, membership. Gertrude's Cat, membership. All of the rest of these quests are all free to play. So ultimately, Keynets would like the entirety of the old school world to be accessible to everybody. No paywall, no being locked out of content. So there is that. This is also very deep in the down the line, the raids. So Theater of Blood, the Tombs of Amaskut, and the Chambers of Xeric. These are also going to be worked upon. They are planned. Currently in the game, boss-wise, we only have Calphite Queen, and we have King Black Dragon. So you can, in fact, go up to the KBD, and you can, of course, come down here and go into the Calphite lair. Because we actually just did a Calphite Queen test a few hours ago, before Keynets himself went, and the Doobie, more commonly known as McDoubles on YouTube here, we basically just tested some of the behavioral changes of the Calphite Queen, because they're actively trying to redo the scripts and everything. There's a lot of nuance. Sorry, I didn't mean to cough the mic on y'all. There's a good deal of nuance to really take into consideration, because again, we're still using RuneScape's rules and gameplay, but through the lens of World of Warcraft. So under normal circumstances, right? Like if this were old school, I wouldn't be able to do this. I would not be able to attack and move at the same time. But because this is the World of Warcraft engine, I can attack and move. Now, something that might throw people off is you can also do ranged combat and move, your auto shot ability, and you can also do mage. You can cast and move as well. Now, that's going to be something that's a little bit of an adjustment for folks that are more accustomed to old school exclusively playing style. So, you know, gotta bear that in mind. There is a huge amount of, you know, plans in the works. I mean, as it stands, you know, as it stands, you know, right now we do have pretty much the free-to-play world, all of those quests that I showed you in this list here. So, Dragon Slayer, I only have these 3 left to do, and I admittedly might not even get to Mage Arena, just because that one's way deep in the wildy, and of course that is naturally a PK-centric thing, so, and not to mention my magic level is kind of dookie right now, so I'm quite a ways away from getting that handled. But Thieving's been fun. I actually was part of a change that happened in Thieving. So originally, can I actually thieve off guards yet? No, not yet. I need 40. Damn. Originally, you were able to just kind of mindlessly click your hotkey for pickpocket. And so, for instance, if I was trying, you know, obviously I can't pickpocket the baker, but I could basically be facing like this, and I was able to pickpocket. It doesn't really feel right to do that, right? You should have to face the target, like normal. So that was one of the changes. So, like, same as if I were to do melee here. I actually find that funny that Mans has a crossbow, and he is boxing me with said crossbow. He would much rather throw hands than throw bolts. Roger that. He'll perish for that decision. Anyways, farming isn't available, so these seeds unfortunately are kind of useless. And that is sad. Sad for my farming maidens out there that really enjoy that. I'm actually in the process of trying to make enough dosh to purchase a rune plate body in Varric so that I can go grind hill giants for limpwort roots, because I can finally actually craft strength pots, and I'll be selling those on the Grand Exchange ere for long. Also, you know, all of the models, all of the gear, this is all done by hand. Now, obviously, this cape is all they did for this was just paint. Effectively, the lads painted this cape because this is a default cape that you can get in WoW. So they just kind of made sure it got the right colors in that. But the old armor plate, the scimitar, the anti-dragon shield, like all of that stuff, that is all hand done. So there's a lot of custom work that's gone into making these, you know, making things look as they should. Now, for now, we are still using the... right? Honestly, it's crazy. We are still using the old school, like, Wrath client, because you have to understand, right? For any of y'all, because this is my first time streaming on YouTube, so for any of y'all that follow me on Twitch, you've seen me likely playing Project Ascension, the private custom WoW server. And something to note is that this project is actually going to be hosted by Project Ascension, so it's going to have top-notch quality, you know, excellent support, the works. Ascension is out here basically becoming the... this is going to be a bold but also fairly factual statement to make. Project Ascension is looking to become the Steam of all things custom WoW. Unfortunately, getting forced to beds. Oh, guy head out. Hope stream goes well. Thanks for the peek. Have to check the rest of the VOD later. Absolutely, Barry. Appreciate you stopping by, lad. Go get some rest, eh? So, some of the things to take note of are... Yeah, this interface is going to change. This is going to be custom done. We don't quite know how they're going to be doing it, and I'm actually going to try and throw some input, see if maybe I can help steer the ship just a little bit. And there's a reason for that. One of the things, you know, much like Old School, is you do have to carry your tools. So if you were doing fletching, for instance, right? So if we look, fletching, you still need to have a knife. Or if you were smithing, you still need to have your hammer, right? So Old School, this is currently looking to be emulating WarCraft, so old school, right? Early on in its lifespan. There's obviously some things that are a little bit, what the fuck? Oh shit, hi buddy. I forgot he respawned. Mr. I want to throw down. There's going to be some things that are going to be a little bit custom, you know, in the future. And for now, it is what it is. But I want to see if potentially we can get the driving a blank here. The Dragonflight crafting windows, if y'all are familiar with how they do that. And the reason why is I want to see if we could potentially negotiate, instead of having the tool belt, which is, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong here, chat, I believe that came into being during the Evolution of Combat, the EOC update. We don't talk about that update because it never happened. I want to say that the tool belt was added to the game during that time frame, if I'm not mistaken. And so that being said, right, like, we don't want the tool belt per se, but what I want to propose, and I actually still have to I still have to draft up the post in the Discord to Keys and the other staff members, is I'm proposing that we get the Dragonflight crafting window and effectively get the ability to equip, air quotes here, you cannot see because I didn't have cam turned on, but air quotes, the ability to equip the tools for the professions, for the skills in your profession window. Much like how, you know, I'll give you an example here that I know right off the rip. In the case of being a scribe, right, on World of Warcraft retail, currently you need to have things such as the you have to have like a quill set and all that kind of stuff. So I'd like to try and propose to see if that's even doable. If it is feasible, then that's going to be stellar. But if it's, you know, not something that's rightly possible, then so be it. I'm not gonna, you know, not gonna stress. But there's a lot of great ideas that are being thrown around in the community, and there's a ton of feedback. So, you know, we are definitely looking for more people. And I'm saying we, because like all of the folks, myself and many others that are in this pre-alpha state right now, we're all doing feedback for folks and trying to, you know, effectively make this a very clean release. And we want to make sure it's polished, right? So that's going to require a lot of work, you know, a lot of people throwing in their 2 cents and constructive feedback. So if you're wanting to actually be a part of the, you know, World of RuneScape development phase, in the information below the stream, you can actually click, and I did link the World of RuneScape Discord. So you are more than welcome to join that Discord, and, you know, all you have to do is just fill out the application, fill the process out, and best of luck on getting in. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I do believe that Keynets and the staff usually let people in waves of around like 400 at a time, something in that ballpark. So, you know, you stand a fairly good shot at getting in, truth be told. So, but right now, the main focus is trying to make sure that everything that is currently in the game, so again, all of this region, all of the quests, we want to make sure that, you know, you can't jump fences and do things that you normally couldn't do in Old School. Of course, bear in mind there are some exceptions to this rule. I'll show you a prime example. You couldn't traverse on these rocks in Old School. This was not a thing. You couldn't be on this side of the fence. So there's going to be a lot of freeformity. I don't think formity is a word, but I'm going to use it here. We're coining that today, chat. Fuck it. Formity. Freeformity. Oh boy. That's very minor, but, you know, hopefully that gets polished out in post. Things like that are to be expected. It is very, very early in the lifespan. To kind of give you all a bit of a rundown of things. Also, you know, Stronghold of Security is not a thing that came out in like 07scape. So, sorry if you do get in here, you're not going to get an easy 10k cash stack right off the rip. That is unfortunately not a thing. Also, this is also something that might get polished out, but fishing with your weaponry, that is actually, I believe, an Ascension bug. So, there's still some hiccups, right? But everything else, like all of your skills and everything, it all works exactly as you remember. So let me actually get to a bank and deposit some chow in that, and I'll actually hit some trees just so I could show y'all. But all of your, because I have a lot of shades I have to go kill, man. My Slayer task really kind of bent me over the table. But we'll get it done. We will do it. Come hell or high water, I'll tell you that much. I will get it done. Alrighty, so let me go to my tools here and snatch a pickaxe. Or, sorry, snatch a hatchet. We'll throw that on right quick. And see if you remember this. Exactly as you remember. I would empty my bags out, but I am, you know, I do have a particular task in mind. Or how about, of course, the old classic, fire making. And then naturally you can cook on your fire. So all of the old experiences that you grew up with, it's all here. You can do all of the classic actions. It's honestly been an honor to play, and you know, I'm frankly just ecstatic that, you know, myself and my husband Kaiju, we both got selected to come on in and help out with the testing phase, because, you know, I've done QA work, you know, for a lot of things. I've helped, you know, I've basically done a lot of the alpha testing for various projects with Blizzard. I've helped, you know, every Diablo, I've done alpha testing, most of the WoW expansions, you know, so a lot of Blizzard stuff. And I'm just an old head that grew up playing both World of Warcraft and, you know, Old School RuneScape, or RS2, as most of us refer to it as. And honestly, this has been incredible to be able to experience in real time. Like, so much love and passion has gone into this project so far, and it's all just, you know, gonna explode from here on out. So, making our way to Mauritania so I can get banged out my Slayer task. Little bit of behind the scenes knowledge here for y'all. So this this is actually kind of funny how the lads got this to work. Your skill sheet is actually your reputation. So for if you're familiar with World of Warcraft and you remember how all of the reputations are, and I think they did this for a few reasons. Number one, technically there's no cap on your limit, there's no cap on your sheer number of reputations that you could possibly have, which means it makes it fairly easy to add more to this. You know, obviously they'll just have to change the symmetry and reorganize buttons, but that's just kind of basic UI editing kind of stuff. Here we are here, the Holy Barrier, getting ready to go into Mauritania. There we go. But, yeah, all of these are actually reputations. I have the messages turned off, but if here in our settings, if you go to, where is it? Display? No, not display. I believe it is status text, or something along the lines. Was it combat? I've actually forgotten, because I have it turned off quite some time back. Combat. It should be an interface, isn't it? Ah, bugger. Whatever. Point being, your reputation is actually how your skills are leveling up. So, you'll see here, I turn on auto attack and get in range of the shade, so it'll aggro. There we are. Oh man, I'm not glad about the Slayer task choice. Oof. These guys do hit fairly hard. I mean, I can hit for a 6, which isn't too bad. My max hit. However, these dudes hit me fairly consistently for a 4. That's why before I went live, I was also thieving a lot, and I mean a lot, of cakes. My poor character here is going to be diabetic before the grind is done, I'll tell you that for sure. Good lord, you just hit me for a 5. There we go. 5 down, 45 to go, and we are now at level 10 in Slayer. I enjoy Slayer. There's actually a few skills that I do think are just quite fun to level, Slayer being one. So, this one's a really good one. Admittedly, I have a tremendous bias for Dungeoneering. Dungeoneering, which came out, I want to say it was like late 2008, or not, well, maybe. It was like late 2007 scape, early 08 scape, during that weird transition into the EOC update again, that update which shall not be mentioned. Look, nobody liked EOC, and if you did, that's cap, you're lying. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to your friends, man. Nobody really actually genuinely enjoyed EOC. Man, I'm getting cooked here. Yeah, see, I can hit for 6s, so it shouldn't be too terrible to down these guys. But, Slayer's going to be a good time for leveling, and it's profitable later, and especially once you get far enough in. Oh, shit. All of the monsters that you see here in this list are currently available in the game, insofar as I'm aware. Unless Keys added some extras. I believe gargoyles actually got nerfed during the previous testing phase. They were dropping... Their loot table was absolutely nutty, and they were dropping, like, absurdly good loot. Turoths are also very good loot right now. Naturally, the Abyssal Demons are going to be one of the best, because currently one of the best weapons to get your mitts on in this stage is Abbey Whip, which is in the game. However, it's a little bit roughshod. I'm actually proposing some things to one of the lads who was responsible for Red Goof. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing it, but I read his name as Red Goof. Everybody just refers to him as Red on the staff, but Red he's the model guy, so he's like the head honcho when it comes to having handcrafted all of the gear to make it look appropriate, right? So just mad props to the guy, because he's put in so much work and it looks fantastic. I mean, it has kind of a sweet blend of, you know, modern WoW, well, air quotes on modern, because something to note, I'll actually back away from the aggro range here real quick, so I can do this. So one of the things to take note of is we are using the World of WarCraft, if you couldn't tell by the crunchy sausage fingers, we are actually using, you know, the Wrath Lich King vanilla Burning Crusade models. So that's one of the things, though. And I think that's partly for two reasons. And this is just, bear in mind, this is just pure speculation. You know, the staff hasn't really come out right, confirm or deny, so and again, just pure speculative here. Can we safe spot these guys? In theory. I'm genuinely curious about some safe spotting here. Maybe I could level Mage on these guys or Summit while I'm also doing Slayer. But, sorry. I am very easily distracted. Those of y'all that are new here, you know, the doctor is autistic former Navy corpsman, so I have some CRS, can't remember shit, for those of y'all that aren't in the know, and I'm very easily distracted by things and tend to go on tangents, so forgive me if that's something that sets you on, an odd course, whatever have you, but it is what it is. It's part of who I am, you know? Anyways, before I completely derail and lose that train of thought, so Red, basically, we're thinking of ways that we can get the Abyssal Whip to look appropriate. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, you've seen the whip. It's that little curly Q weapon, right? And when you actually swing it, it would have that satisfying little sound. You'd see your hit splat, and it was just a great time. Well, Summit that is partly, I feel, a limitation of the engine, which is, again, reminder, 335A. And 335A is the Wrath of the Lich King patch, which is the most complete for emulation purposes. It's been completely decrypted and scripted and deconstructed, reconstructed. It is like ordering fucking, hash browns from Waffle House. It is fucking sliced, diced, scrambled, covered, smothered, you name it, brother. It's been done before. But because of that, there's a lot of resources for folks to get access to be able to kind of do things like this, these custom WoW servers. And so, Keynets, I fucking love the guy. He's super down to earth, and my personal interactions with him, he's been very, very, very swift and understanding. And what I mean by that is, I'll give you an example here. My husband Kaiju, actually, I should probably pay more attention to my HP before I get too much into a tangent. So give me a sec. All right. So Lumbridge here, the River Lum. My husband actually managed to fall in the water in the River Lum. And if you are familiar with RuneScape, you know that the citizens of Gielinor, they cannot swim. That is not a thing that they can do. So, it was funny, but also at the same time understood that Keynets wanted that to be shored up. So I actually poked him, and at the time he was building in the lava maze out in the wilderness. So he was working on the lava maze dungeon way up here, and he was working in real time. Like, I was watching him place the mobs and make sure things were where they needed to be and all that good stuff. Like, Mans was hard at work. So I just poked him. I didn't think he would jump on it immediately, but he stopped everything that he was doing. He teleported. Of course, bear in mind, he was in GM mode, so he had like no clip, super speed, flying, and all that fun stuff. But he teleported to my husband Kaiju and saw him, struggle puffing in the water. And he then summoned him, so he used the GM command to summon him, pulled him out of the river, and said, okay, show me where you fell in at. And so my husband jumped around, finally, slid into the river. And then right there in real time, he said, all right, hold on. He summoned my husband again. He's like, stay here. He just, slithered into the ground. Again, no clip style. And in real time, because I was watching the video feed at the time, he was in voice chat, muted mic, but you could see that he was screen sharing the active development. And he was fixing the invisible barriers, making sure they were aligned so that way people couldn't go into the River Lum again. So, it was really neat. Again, it just, the fact that the man was so swift and ready to roll to help out somebody. But it's not just, that. It's also obviously Summit that's going to be very important for the longevity and health of the game in the grand scheme of things. But Keys is a wonderful guy. And I have a lot more of these shades to grind out. Thankfully, I got a mountain of cake in my bank before I started doing this. Wish I'd gotten more chocolate cake. That might be something I poke in the Discord, is it does feel like the drops for chocolate cake from the bakery stall is a little bit on the low side. So, it might be something worth looking into. We'll see. These shades cook. But to be fair, I'm also quite underleveled, comparatively. I'm only 33 combat level. Oh, that's right, I can clean Terramin now. Fastest way to make money. I go early levels, thieving, and leching. It's true. Early levels, if you're trying to get your cash stack started, it's all about your leching and thieving. That is the way. because you can't really do a whole lot. And oh, that's the other thing too for y'all. If any of you guys are wanting to play a pure, you can definitely do that. Same as you would on RuneScape. If you are that type that you want to min-max, you want to be a, you know, strength main, run around in your full iron, and then unga-bunga somebody with a big old iron two-hander, by all means, knock yourself out, and hopefully knock your opponent out too. Speaking of knockouts, the phase of testing that took place last week, actually the server's been, how long's the server been up now? Let's do a /played real quick. I think the server opened up for this phase, I want to say today's Saturday. It's been a week, actually. Yeah, we're 1 week in, finally, because it opened up on the this past weekend. But, yeah, no. One of the lads, you know, that was partaking in the prior phase of testing, it was PvP testing. So everybody was able to get like 99 all combat stats, go get all your best gear. So people were cruising around with like G-Maul, just molly-whopping people. It was a great time. I actually watched some of the footage, and it was just, it was an absolute riot to see. Check the quest list. I'm basically almost like a mentor for folks at this juncture. And I feel that's definitely a part of the fact that because I know World of WarCraft very intimately, and I'm barely knowledgeable of Old School RuneScape, and by that I mean the free-to-play stuff. You know, I was a broke-ass kid when I was playing Old School. You know, I was playing RS2 back in the day, and I still play RS2 even now, and I'm still free-to-play. So I need to go back to the bank right quick after I kill this shade. Get more food. May as well throw Rapid Heal on too. Then we're just gonna sprint over. Why did my auto attack stop for a second there? That's not good. It'll come out. It'll come out in the wash. One more hit should do the trick. There we go. All right. Let's haul ass and sprint to the bank right quick. Hopefully my prayer points last for a little while here. At least so I can get my HP back. So, mailboxes were added fairly recently. Functionality is... it's iffy. It's a little iffy right now. So, it's alright. It'll improve. It's all, you know, in the works. I can clean all of these now, so we're gonna deposit that, pull that out, clean up all this Terramin. There we go. I am looking forward to making strength pots, because insofar as I'm aware, not many people, if any, are actually taking the time to level up their herb lore. So I've already got like a fat stack of attack pots, some anti-poison. Anti-poison, I might just vendor it, honestly. Because weapon poison isn't currently in the game, so I don't really see much of a market for players utilizing that. Wow, I forgot that I'm gonna need more food, man. Let's withdraw all of that. Let's see. Oof. I need to make 2,025 gold in order for me to net a myth full plate body, because I do have full helm and plate legs. Albeit, I don't know about finishing this Slayer task with this amount of food, I'll tell you that. I didn't see that happening. So, Canifis right now is kind of a ghost town. And the only reason why we have access to Canifis is just for Matt. I am going to butcher the hell out of this. Mazkna. And this is the only reason why. And you can see here, right, how like the texture just kind of dies off before you can, you know, right now all we can do is just kind of admire the castle in the backdrop, but we cannot get there because invisible barrier. Keys does not want us to get there. Oh shit, Dreamland. Grad stream on Fishing Pet. Very nice. So that's the second pet announcement that we've gotten. The other day, I believe it was Mog Knight who got Rocky the Thieving pet, if memory serves. I do not know if anyone else has gotten Rocky the Thieving pet, but we do have a lad that has like over 70 thieving right now here on the closed alpha. He's been grinding his heart out, I'll tell you. He actually hosted like a wee party, gave folks, I think he gave everybody like 5k that attended. We mostly were just there to congratulate him on the 70 thieving. Big milestone, because he's 5 away from gemstalls. Let's see here. A part of me honestly wants to just take a trip down into the Lumbridge Swamp and hit the Lummy Swamp caves so I can try and get iron boots. Because that'll be better for leveling melee, honestly. That'll help quite a bit. Let's go, max hit 6. Only 31 more shades to go. And I am running out of cake. I'm gonna have to make another food run. Yikes. But we do what we must, because Slayer is worth it. So, while I'm on this grind, actually, let me kind of give you all an idea of some of the changes. So, obviously, everything is working that you could see here skill-wise. As I mentioned earlier, these 4 skills, farming, Dungeoneering, Hunter, and Construction, currently are, well, they are under construction. Still sort of sitting in the ideation phase. Farming, I've already made a proposition to the devs of how we can potentially get it to operate. And it's going to be using the phasing or layering tech that kind of got introduced into the game during Cataclysm in patch 4.01. So, basically, and the reason why it's a bit tricky is every player, right, would have to have sort of a pseudo instance on the farm patches, right? So when you plant your seeds in that farm patch, it should only be your farm that you can, your farm patch that you're seeing, right? So that's a client side thing. And that is basically the reason, that's the only thing holding us back from having access to farming right now in the closed alpha. Just because it's a bit of a tech thing to figure out. And like I said, my ideation that I've thrown out there is see if we can do layering phasing in order to get farming to work. Hunter, admittedly, the main reason why we didn't have Hunter in this alpha is mostly just because Hunter requires areas that are not built yet. So you cannot really go out and do Kebbit, you know, because I think Kebbits were like the first thing you can do for Hunter. And that's up in Fremennik, so we cannot go there yet. We can only do all of the free-to-play world and then just this little chunk in Mauritania for now. And then obviously South Southern I can mouth word good. South Al-Kharid Desert, mostly just so we can get access to the Calphite layer. But construction, currently we're getting gnomed. Construction, the way that it's proposed to be done, is for those of y'all in chat that are familiar with the Encourage war effort. The Karaji war effort was a big event in Vanilla WoW where all of the players on that server would have to band together and use your professions and crafted goods. So like first aid, you would have to make band-aids, you'd have to make bandages, you would donate cloth, you would, you know, make health potions, alchemists would make health potions, things of that nature. And ultimately you would, you know, donate these items that you were crafting or just gathering and bring them to a specific NPC that was the war effort NPC. And once the community on the server hit a specific milestone, the next chapter would advance, so to speak. So what we're thinking of doing here in construction is something like that, where the entire server is going to have to use, you know, smithing to make like nails and things of that nature. So probably blacksmith some steel nails, donate those, and basically somewhere, Keynets hasn't divulged exactly where, but somewhere on the map here, it's going to be a community-made building, effectively. And we're basically all going to gather up and craft and do all of the things that we need to hit that break point. And then once we've hit that point, it's supposed to be a survey, and that survey is going to basically determine what we would like to have built. Specifically, you know, one of the things I personally want to see is I want to see the Gilded Altar. The Gilded Altar is tremendously valuable. I also realized I have to resize this window. Hold fast a moment. Just a little bit. There we go. Ah, excellent. That's better. That was kind of bugging me. I noticed that the window was just a smidge off. But effectively, we're looking at construction being sick. That guy... What's the online pop? Type / who? Use your eyes, lad. You can see. Currently online, 20 people. It's early yet. Yeah, it's like we average around like between 50 to 70 people at peak hours. But sorry, as I was saying, so construction is going to be sort of a team effort for the entire server, and once we hit the break point, we're going to do a poll. Keys will likely put that out, and effectively we vote on what player-owned housing furnishing we want to have in the community building. Think like the community center in Stardew Valley, if that kind of helps, you know, illustrate the picture, because obviously I didn't have visual aid because Keynets hasn't really divulged any of that information yet. So there's that. Let me check Summit real quick here. Hopefully, let me back up just so I didn't get jumped while I'm checking this right quick. Hold fast. Where did I... I need to check Summit. Where's the bloody setting at? Sorry about the hold up, y'all. I'm just trying to make sure that I get things squared away. Making sure that my settings are also correct as well. Okay, yeah, no, everything seems in order. Just wanted to make sure my settings were not too messed up. Anyways, so we do not have the exact ideas for how it's going to be executed. We just kind of know the concept for construction. Now, the thing that I'm personally looking forward to the most is Dungeoneering. For those of y'all that may have played, you know, 07scape before EOC and before ultimately RS3, you got to taste Dungeoneering, where we got to go to the island of Demonheim, and it was effectively a cursed place where none of our regular equipment could work, but all of our skills that we got, so our combat skills and non-combat skills, fire making, wood cutting, etc., were actually very valuable to have in order to progress through Demonheim. So the ideation is to be somewhat similar. However, what's been talked about and what I can share, right, is, there we go, combat level 34. Hooyah. What's been talked about is the idea for Dungeoneering is going to be basically World of Warcraft dungeons, if that makes sense. What I'll do is I'll actually take a trip, because so far the only instance that I personally have found is in Falador. Inside the White Knight Castle in Falador, the way it's constructed here in World of RuneScape, or just WORS for short, the way that it's been constructed is effectively the basement. You can go into the basement and there is a little trap door that currently Keynets has it so that it requires you to have 99 Dungeoneering in order to access, as a means of blocking us testers from being able to get in there, because it's not constructed yet, right? It's a completely incomplete area for now. But basically it's going to operate in a manner that we are able to group up with our friends, form raid groups, and just go ham. And just, you know, cut through these dungeons the same as you would in World of Warcraft. Now, something that I had discussed with one of the lads in my community, and a dear friend IRL, Dragon SL5, he and I were kind of playing brainstorm, and the idea that we had was, you know, obviously, if you are a defense-heavy melee fighter, right, you should be the tank, so you should be the one to go in and take the hits for the rest of the team. Makes sense, right? That's fairly obvious. That's just basic MMO logic. And then obviously a strength main is going to be, you know, all about doing that physical melee DPS, ranged main for the physical ranged, mage doing that. However, the hiccup that we found is there's no healer, right? There's not really a healer role. I mean, we have prayers, such as rapid heal here, and we have food, but there's not really a healer role, per se. And so what I'm going to propose in the Discord and see, you know, if Keys and the staff actually think it's a decent idea, is kind of proposing, much like how Demonheim operated, where there was unique equipment that could only be used on the Isle of Demonheim when you were traversing the dungeon, if we could potentially go about and do something like that. Effectively, you know, exclusively limited to the Dungeoneering profession equipment that would kind of sort of, if this makes sense for y'all, give you a role. Does that make sense? Like, obviously, you know, armor for your defense main character that will make it so that maybe they have a higher aggro, so that way natively mobs are going to want to hit the tank, and maybe they get better HP regen because they're tanking. And if we're not going to have a healer role, right, obviously you want the tank to be able to be a frontliner. And currently within the line, of logic that is RuneScape, there's not exactly a healer role per se. So these are just kind of ideas that are being cooked up in the Discord constantly. And again, as a reminder, the Discord is publicly open. It is in the link below the stream. You can go ahead and peep that, and that is discord.gg/wars, WORS. And everyone is allowed in. Everyone can come in, and apply for the closed alpha, which is what we're still doing right now. You could throw your app in there, and currently we're seeing about ludicrous amounts of applications right now. We're thinking, I believe it was 400 people are being let in a wave every week or so. So obviously the sooner that you get your name in the listing, the sooner you'll be able to get on here and play. Setting it up is fairly straightforward. There is a guide on how to get it set up in the Discord already in order to play once you're accepted and you've been given the roles from Keynets and the other staff. However, there's a few things that you have to bear in mind. Again, this is, pre-alpha, so not everything is complete. There's going to be some bugs, there's going to be some jank. That's kind of to be expected. And especially when you consider the fact that this project is, honestly, insofar as I'm aware, Keynets will probably correct me, I believe it's only a year old. And the project really has been getting a lot of traction and has rocketed since March of this year. And that, I believe, is the earliest, way early alpha phase that was available at that time. And that was pretty much exclusively just for devs to work on, because at that point in time, they were just building Tutorial Island and Lumbridge area at that time. And so everything is completely custom terraformed, built from scratch, and as faithful of a one-to-one recreation of the RuneScape world as, you can basically get your mitts on. Actually, you know what? Instead of hoofing it, we're just going to hearth. So an example of a little bit of jank here. This untextured object that kind of loads whenever you do the home teleport to Lummy. Not sure what causes that, and it's very temporary. It will go away in just a minute or so. So, nothing to worry about, nothing to stress over. It'll just de-res, or I could just do a force reload, actually. That usually corrects that little hiccup. But again, every skill is available to level, save for these four. That's it. I don't know of anyone that's actually leveling rune crafting, because, let's be honest, I didn't know a soul who actually genuinely enjoys leveling rune crafting. And if you say that you are one of those, I don't believe you. I genuinely do not believe you that you enjoy actually leveling rune crafting. That's cap. Man, my max hit can one-shot the calves. Come on. Don't give me that game. I'm probably, honestly, because I didn't feel like going and rearranging my my bank a billion times on stream here, because I'm sure that's not exactly terribly entertaining or educational, because those are the two goals that I have. I'm trying to be educational and entertaining for folks. I want to get my Slayer task done. That is a big goal right now. And just kind of saw that Mazkna decided to give me 50 bloody shades, 50 shades of Slayer task, and that kind of sucks because my combat level isn't exactly in a spot to be able to just easily rip through those things. So my kill speed is kind of sluggish, and those dudes can hit me for reliably 4s and 5s. So a little bit of a skewed task, but it is what it is, you know? And also, don't be afraid to ask any questions in chat. I'm more than happy to answer any and all questions, provided they are within my capacity to answer. The information embargo is lifted, so, you know, I can actually discuss all of the details that are publicly available right now. There's obviously some dev things that I'm privy to only through conversation, and I'm not going to divulge that because some of that stuff is technically hearsay, as it did not come from Keynets himself. Basically, Keynets, the creator of this entire project, you know, his word is law type beat, so, you know, I want to make sure that I abide the rules because I want to keep enjoying the project and helping grow the community, ultimately. And I've helped test quite a few things, admittedly. There's been some interesting hiccups, some interesting things that have gone on in testing, such as being able to loot a player's tombstone immediately. That was actually something I tested this morning with one of the lads, Grimsy. He made a level 3 character, got off Tutorial Island, and proceeded to slapbox with a Varric guard. Perished, and I was able to immediately loot his tombstone, which is not summit that we are supposed to be able to do. So that's just one example of, you know, many things that are being tested at all times. You know, this was actually a change that I am very much so, you know, very much so a fan of personally, because to me, thieving should be treated kind of like a melee, right? You're not exactly going to pickpocket the air, so you should face the target. So that just kind of makes sense. Keynets agreed with that, so that's why that's in place right now. Prior to, I want to say that was implemented today, technically. Prior, it was, you could just kind of sit anywhere and just mindlessly, you know, go in and slapbox. You could jump, you know, be on the other side of player or NPCs and pickpocket them. It didn't really make sense to me. There's also some ideation going on within the thread for the changes made for pickpocketing, where essentially it is, you know, a little bit more skill-based. So that's one of the things to take note of. Back to the cow grind. I'm only doing the cows right now just so that I could get more food. Like I said, I didn't feel like stealing, you know, a bunch of steaks, because that's... Or steaks, good lord. Cakes. I'm going to be cooking steaks. Both IRL later and in-game. I didn't feel like running all the way to Falador, because my mage level is not high enough to just TP around yet. And I didn't have a reliable income on runes in order to just freely zip around as I see fit. Currently, I'm not going to say that there's a monopoly, but there's definitely some players that are potentially, I won't say that they're actively, you know, doing this, but potentially there's some lads that are hanging out in the wilderness over by the mage arena up here that are making it so, you know, they kind of have a monopoly on the rune shop up there for natties and laws and everything. And that kind of sucks because, you know, alching without having reliable natty, you know, nature rune income is not exactly feasible. I mean, I only have a handful of the bloody things, and that's just from, you know, random... That's just from random things. Random loot mobs. Are any quests implemented? Absolutely, yes. So currently, give me a second to loot this. So right now, these are the quests that are currently available. So we have Dragon Slayer, Black Knight's Fortress, Prince Ali Rescue, Shield of Erev, Pirate's Treasure, Imp Catcher, Goblin Diplomacy, Demon Slayer, Sheep Shearer, Druidic Ritual, Priest in Peril, Gertrude's Cat, Night Sword, Doric's Quest, Vamp Slayer, Ernest the Chicken, Witch's Pot, Rune Mysteries, Romeo and Juliet, Cook's Assistant, Restless Ghost, Tutorial Island, obviously, and the Mage Arena. Out of all of these quests, the only one that I'm probably not going to get around to doing is the Mage Arena, just because it is way out in the bloody wilderness, and I'm not too terribly keen on getting PK'd, although I probably could just deposit everything, because the lever to teleport there is in Edgeville, so if I die, oh well, right? I didn't really lose anything. Yeah, these are the quests that are currently available in this stage of the game. Ultimately, again, like I said earlier in stream here, this is all that's available for now in this phase. So everything from southern Alcarada Desert over to, Crandor and Karamja, all the way, and then obviously all of Misthalin here in the mid, Asgarnia, and then all of this chunk of the wilderness is all available. And then, of course, as you saw, I was over here in Canifis, and I was in the Mortmire region here, just grinding and doing some Slayer. I'm still going to have to grind out way more Slayer, because I still need, 24 more Shades killed, so... all of the skills that you see here on screen, these are all available, minus Farming, Dungeoneering, Hunter, and Construction. Those are currently works in progress, as per keys. Like I was saying, the construction skill is going to be working way differently than what we're familiar with on RuneScape. Player-owned housing is... It's currently in planning. I would go so far as to say that it's in planning right now. And it's mostly because the lads that are behind this project are still kind of learning a lot of the WoW tech, so to speak, right? Because this project is built on the 3.3.5a patch of World of Warcraft. So Wrath of the Lich King, Ruby Sanctum patch, if you know that. And that is the most complete package of WoW that has been, emulated, and just, it's basically like you make an order for hash browns at Waffle House. It is smothered, covered, baked, sliced, diced, the works, right? Everybody has figured out how to operate 3.3.5a many years ago, and it's honestly the most stable core to work with. And the other thing to note too is that this project is being hosted with the assistance of Project Ascension, and Project Ascension is, currently in the works of becoming... I'm gonna go out on, maybe I'm overstepping my bound here and stating this, but basically Project Ascension is seeking to become the Steam platform of custom WoW servers, realistically speaking. That is kind of the end game here. And so this passion project of combining World of Warcraft with RuneScape is just one example of, some of the things that Project Ascension is looking to add to its repertoire. Why is this person RP walking? Hold on. I gotta ask this person. Got it. This person's literally gonna RP walk around everywhere. So originally, fun fact for y'all, in the earliest days of development for this project, Can't agility course. Wait, what? What do you mean? How come? Wait. Oh? Wait. This person doesn't know how to turn off RP walking. Hang on, I gotta help them. Well, I guess they're not going to do agility training. Wait. You're doing... This person's literally emulating a UIM. Wait. So... Carry on, mad lad. So, they're saying that they cannot do agility. I'm actually going to show you all the agility course. To get started, agility training normally, so on Old School RuneScape, if memory serves, correct me if I'm wrong here, the first agility training course is actually the one in Draenor Village, correct? Well, we have one here in Lummy, and if you see that one long platform over here, and then we've got some tight ropes placed, that's actually the Agi course for, you know, your earliest levels of training agility. And it's actually located here in the parapets of Lumbridge Castle, so... Yeah, we didn't have the Gnome Stronghold, but Lumbridge Roof, then you go to Draenor, then Alcarid. I'm gonna, you know, ultimately end up probably sticking at Edgeville, mostly because the Wilderness course is still actually being built in real time. And the Falador Rooftop course is, honestly, it's just a righteous pain in the arse. But it's really simple. You've got a little jump, you know, I've got the little plank over there, kind of hard to see, but you can see how my icon changes to the agility icon, so all you gotta do is just hop the roof, line up on the tightrope, same for this tightrope here. You can hop off at any point, and then there you go. Zoop, just like that. Now let's do it a little bit faster. Let's turn on our sprint. Cut a little corner here and there. My fastest time is 15 seconds. I currently hold the record on the server. Ah, balls. Rip. Rip that lap. Oh well. But hey, 22 agility. So, agility training is working a little bit differently than what you're probably accustomed to. You don't have to click everywhere in order to move around on the agility courses. The other thing is, you know, the staff is working hard at trying to make the NPCs look like their OSRS counterparts, right? So, the adventure guide, right? It's the NPCs basically look as close within the limitations of World of WarCraft as you can get them. Oh, look at this guy. So this man's has full Addy plate, he's got iron boots on, black cape, looks like Addy sword, and a mithril kite still. And amulet of strength. Not bad, not bad. And all of that's custom, like hand done, all of those are. The call board is going to be implemented for new players. So currently the call board, once you get off of Tutorial Island, this effectively serves as a further tutorial for you. So This call board is going to have some quests here for you to basically, it's going to point you in the direction of things. It's going to point you to the combat trainers. It's going to point you to doing sheep shearer. It's going to point you to how to do fletching. It basically just kind of gives you a primer on how to start leveling your skills. It even tells you to go do the Lummy agility course there. So basically it just kind of gives you a primer on, hey, things are a little bit different here than what you might be accustomed to in, old school RuneScape itself. Come on up here to the Lummy Bank. So Silverhawk feathers, these are basically, if you're an OSRS vet, these are basically our version of the tokens of grace. Insofar as I'm aware, I don't think that the grace set is going to be implemented. I kind of hope it does. However, I don't think that it's in the works for this, at this point in time. So what we have is we have these right here, the Silverhawk boots. And what the Silverhawk boots do, you equip them, and as you're doing laps of the agility courses, you have, every time you complete a lap, you have a 10% chance to receive a Silverhawk feather. And these boots will effectively consume the Silverhawk feathers, your agility currency, so to speak, and convert these passively into agility XP. So it makes that grind of running the courses a little bit easier for when you're really wanting to just, hit the ground running, so to speak. So that's pretty solid. Now, here's something that's going to throw some folks for a loop. So, as you know, in old school, here at Lumbridge Bank, you would have to click these stairs, and then click these stairs, right? And then you would walk out of the castle. You just scooch over here. So you leave the castle, walk over here, follow the path, and if I wanted to get to the general store, which is right here, on the other side of that tree, I would have to hoof it all the way around, right? I could do that, don't get it twisted. However, because this is built in the World of WarCraft engine, we are given privilege. Like so. So you can speedrun getting to the general store. Because World of Warcraft engine lets you do that. Ooh, man, someone's definitely been spending a hell of a long time doing their fletching. Good lord, alright. I would normally snatch up bird nests. However, bird nests currently, we cannot do Ceratomen brews, sadly. That is, I believe, bricked for right now. Yeah, because we cannot get to toad flax. So, there's no toad flax, so unfortunately we can't make brews. So, unfortunate. But again, that's just because they're in the game, right? The items themselves, they exist in the game. It's just that we cannot craft them only on account of the limitation of the map. It's not complete yet. So, if it doesn't exist within the scope of the free-to-play world, with a few exceptions, obviously, it's not accessible for now. Like, we can't cross the border over here and go into Taverley and Camelot and all that. We're stuck on this side of the Asgarnia. Is what it is. This is actually another little nuance. So, the general stores, these are all linked. So, I'm currently in the general store here in Lumbridge. Now, if my husband was awake and online, I could literally sell Summit from my bank here, and he could be in Falador, or he could be in Varric, and he could actually purchase that item from the general store over there. All of the general stores share a single inventory. So, for now, players, for this alpha, we're kind of treating the gen store as a sort of auction house, so to speak. But the fact that they're all linked is actually quite convenient, and that's a nice quality of life change that's been exclusive to WORS here. Just like you would back in the day, you can also claim your daily, it's literally a daily quest here on WORS. You can get your 50 free bronze arrows and then 50 air and mind runes from the tutors. respectively. Let me actually zip on over to the Dungeoneering trainers. I'm fairly certain that these guys are just placeholders for now. I don't know if they're going to be moved later as the map expands outward, but we do have these two NPCs here that have been added. So currently we do have Dungeoneering tokens. Again, not accessible because Dungeoneering itself is not yet available. So we do have a tabard. It's alright. I don't know what armor set I would wear to make it actually look really good, though. Maybe Sarah plate? Maybe Sarah rune plate? I don't know. We'll see. But we do have... These are basically different spells right now. So these are temporary spells. So remember how I was talking about the rolls? Currently, right, we have the tank roll. So this is your taunt. Bandos challenge. Deals a little bit of damage, forces them to attack you and you alone. Then you've got Armadillo's protection. So this is going to reduce the damage you take by half for 8 seconds. You've got Guthix's Rest, which is polymorph, realistically. Turns an enemy, puts him to, turn them into a chicken and puts them to sleep, preventing them from doing anything for 10 seconds. Any damage that they take, though, will interrupt that effect. So this is basically polymorph. Zamorak's Grasp, this one here is just a stun, so it's going to be very important for interrupt. So some bosses might have a big cast that you just do not want them to get off. That's going to be a big thing there. And then Saradomin's Hand, this here is the heal ability. So I stand corrected on my previous statements, so the lads actually have been thinking of how to get that squared away. The Ring of Kinship, which, if you remember Demonheim, this was integral to being able to access the dungeons of Demonheim. What it's allowing you to do with this is basically you can zip around freely to different dungeon entrances, and it's going to be quite nice to do. It won't let me look at Jax. Kind of sad about that. Bone Crusher. Okay, that's actually... Damn, that's nice. Automatically destroys bones that you pick up, rewarding you with prayer XP. Very nice. I didn't see that last time I was peeping the shop here. And then just a title. So, currently Dungeoneering, not yet in the game, but definitely looking forward to it. Is this a reference to Doobie's character? The gnome? I wonder. Doobie's one of the guys that actually is very passionate and has been helping Keynets tremendously working on this. He actually, I believe, did a good chunk of the quests that are available in the game. So a lot of work has been going into this project. And, it's just only going to get bigger from here. Oh, here's Summit. Here's Summit. Ooh, nice. Great. Renard Weed. Sweet. I'll put that in the bank. This is actually something that I found very amusing that we can do here that you cannot do on actual RuneScape. You can finally wear the Goblin Mail. I actually have some in the bank. So if this guy doesn't drop it... Oh, nice. Sick. Chaos Rune. Very nice. You can actually put the Goblin Mail on. It doesn't really do anything. Project Sonaris looking crazy right now. Yo, for real though. Welcome. Yeah, this project is just a tremendous endeavor, and like I said, I'm honored to be able to help any way that I can and make sure this comes to fruition, because I'm an old head. I'm 36, retired vet, man. I grew up playing this stuff. I grew up playing WoW. I grew up playing OSRS. This shit is my jam. And so having the ability to, try to help make this come to reality is just tremendous honor. All right, so here we go. Goblin Mail. It's literally just the basic chainmail, but you can finally 20 years later, lads, 20 years later, and we could finally put on the damn Goblin Mail. Serves absolutely no purpose. It's just cosmetic, but I just thought I'd point that out there. I'm actually saving these items for my husband so he can do Goblin Diplomacy. Because I've already finished it. So I managed to gather enough of the items to just have him boosted through the quests. Speaking of the quests, yeah. We have a lot. I have to wait for my husband to get on. And we'll be able to bang out Shield of Arif together. My combat level is nowhere near where I want it to be in order to do Dragon Slayer nor Mage Arena. So for now, I'm just kind of banging out Slayer, hanging with you guys in chat, showing off things. And if you have any questions or, you're curious about any specific skills or what have you, fire. I am here to help. How are we even doing this? Yeah, so this is Monkey Moments. This is actually built on the WoW 335. So this is it's a complete overhaul and custom tailoring of the Ruby Sanctum patch of Wrath of the Lich King. So yeah, this is all WoW engine. Here, I'll do this for you. I'll log out for a sec so you can see. So this is all done in the WoW engine. We'll go into character create just so you can see it. Here, I'll even do you a solid here, right? Let's make the legend himself. Oh, we gotta go with that. There. There you go. Behold. It is every bot ever. Every bot you have ever seen. There they are. If you want to, you could totally make the generic, you've seen them a million times, bots. Yeah, you can make Bobby Bot. If you felt so compelled. That is absolutely a thing you can do. But yes, the entire project is it is all being built in the 335A World of Warcraft engine, and all of the assets are you might actually recognize this if you've played World of Warcraft retail recently within years. You might actually recognize that the full plate helms are custom versions of the. What the hell was it? There was a full plate set. There was a plate armor set that was an award from Primal Storms during Dragonflight. The pre-patch, specifically the armor that was given out during the pre-patch for plate classes. And it looked like just an HD version of full rune plate, right? And all of us that were playing retail at the time, we were all joking, like, dude, this is literally just fucking HD rune plate. So, funny enough, Red, who is one of the guys who's responsible for, like, doing all of the models and custom, building this all by hand, he actually utilized that armor as the basis for the plate armor, and then he just kind of hand-painted out everything in to look like, the low-res kind of old-school nostalgic textures. So, yeah, no, there's been a ton of work going into this project. Hold fast, I need to hydrate. There we are. So let's see who's even online. I don't think any of our mods are online right now. Belay that. One mod. Sally here is one of our mods. They're actually on. I think is Wem actually on staff, or are they just a consultant? Either way, they're one of the lads that is a moderator on the Discord. So we have one of our Discord mods available right now. Oh, Gary's online. Okay, Gary, I know for a fact he's actually a staff. He's a mod. So if I see Gary, that'll be entertaining. Gary's good people. I've actually talked with him and several of the other lads on staff on a lot of ideations for projects, upcoming projects, like, and also install guide, because admittedly, if you're brand new to Project Ascension, the private WoW servers for Project Ascension, you're not going to have any kind of bugs or anything going on all that often. However, if you are someone who has played Project Ascension previously, whether that be the live realms of Elune, the seasonal wildcard server, or Area 52, the designated free pick and core server for Project Ascension, or on the PTR Conquest of Azeroth or the Wrath of the Lich King server. If you've played on any of those, you'll probably catch some of the old bugs that are kind of, I'll say it, they're fairly common. As we tend to joke in the Ascension community, it's hashtag working as ascended. There's some of the bugs that actually translated from Ascension to this that, other people that have never touched Ascension and are strictly playing WORS, World of RuneScape here, they are not seeing those bugs. I'll actually show you real quick. Let me go to the Ham hideout, the Humans Against Monsters hideout right quick. This is like the last visual bug that I personally am having to deal with. Let's turn on sprint. So I'm going to make my way over here to the Ham. It's just a visual bug. It doesn't really affect my gameplay. And I mean, I guess if anything, it works for a pretty sick green, chroma key factor. I could, I don't know, maybe chroma key the terrain in here. I guess that'd be kind of cool. So, welcome to the Humans Against Monsters hideout. It's a little green in here. So this is what I mean about one of the bugs that I personally am running into. And I have done fresh installs. I've worked with Keynets himself on trying to remedy this to no avail. So it is what it is. Actually, this is something I'll show you while I'm down here. Oh, dude, it's tremendous potential. This is actually something. So again, I'm going to reference Project Ascension a lot. Yeah, this is just YouTube green screen, Here's what it is. Is what it is. This is actually something that is proprietary to Project Ascension. So, So you raise a fairly valid point. However, I have a counterpoint to you, and we have a JMod in the server. I'm not going to oust who. I'm not going to mention their name, but there is actually a JMod in the World of RuneScape Discord official server. He's actually actively playing and is actually in support of this project because it is a this is a passion project that is being headed by Keynets. He's the original creator, and he's been, working hard as hell since last year, to my understanding. He may have started this project longer still, because I ultimately would like to make a promotional video for this project to hype it up, But yeah, no, we have a JMod that actually is playing. I'm not going to say whom, mostly for their security more than anything, because I don't want that JMod to, get in trouble, Oh, absolutely. So, I can just one shot. My max hit is 6. Just go around murdering goblins, I guess. I'm gonna be grinding in the cows. Yeah. So the combat is World of WarCraft. You want to see something truly wild? Hold fast. I'm going to... Ooh, nice. Guam leaf. I'm going to do a couple of things. Number one, I'm going to show you this real quick. So this is something that Project Ascension did. Project Ascension was very inspired by the wilderness, and so Project Ascension has what is called high-risk PvP, where if you die in high-risk PvP mode, you drop loot. Well, look at that. Just like Old School RuneScape and RuneScape 3, I can loot stuff off the ground. I'm going to leave that there for anybody that actually needs it. There might be a newbie in the area. He might need it. Who knows? So, whoever gets this leather body, enjoy. You know what? I'll even do that. I'll even do you a solid here, too. Just because this is very satisfying. So, about that. So, I'm not actually a mod. I'm not on staff. Let me make that very clear. Very clear. I am currently just a player. I am basically a mentor, so to speak. This is a mod of World of WarCraft. So this is still just World of WarCraft, but the entirety of Old School RuneScape is we're working on building the entire world of Gielinor. So right now, everything that you see that is visible, this is all accessible right now. So everything from Kelphite Lair all the way over to Isle of Crandor, Karamja, the entirety of Asgarnia, all of Misthalin, all of this. A little bit of Mauritania here just so we can go to Canifis so we can talk to the Slayer Master there. Canifis is literally a ghost town. There's just the bank and the Slayer Master, that's it. All of the Wildy is open. Like, it's all here. You can access all of it. All of the skills are functional. So again, all of these skills are accessible except for these 4 here. So farming, farming is still in the development. Auto run. My hands are off the keyboard. And you can do sprint. So that consumes. Oh yeah. Here, let me show you his agility real quick. So, if you've leveled agility on RuneScape, you're probably most familiar with Draenor Village being the first agility course. Agility works a little bit differently here on World of RuneScape. So, they actually custom did this. So we just jump over here. So this is the first agility course that you'll ever do. Correct. There is no class selection. You are simply human. You are a human character. Also, this is low-key kind of broken. I'm wearing leather gloves and leather van braces. If you play enough RuneScape, you know that that's going to be kind of broken. If you know, you know. I don't know if we're going to get, like, a belt that has stats or anything. Honestly, I'm thinking I might just keep the belt off. Yeah, I'm gonna bank my belt. Doesn't really do anything. Anyways, real quick, I'm gonna run a lap here for you. So this is custom tailored. Just hop the roof, and then you have to tightrope walk. So if you remember the tightrope walks from Miss Pandaria? It's literally that. That is how we have agility here. You just tightrope walk, and then once you get to the end of the course, you interact with the plank at the end, and that begins, you know, that's a lap complete. Now I'm going to turn on my sprint, and we're just going to zip around here. I'll say this honestly beats the hell out of clicking mindlessly. Yeah, I currently hold the server record at 15 seconds on this course, 28 seconds on the Draenor course. I think 25 seconds is probably optimal, if I had to take a guess of things. Imagine doing that for 13 million XP. Absolutely not. Well, so here's the thing, and I'll actually show you this in real time. Let me get to the bank right quick. So, if you're familiar with leveling agility traditionally, you have the tokens of grace normally, right? Well, we do not have that here. Instead, we have these. So we have Silverhawk feathers. This is your agility currency, for lack of a better word here, right? Also, that's right. I said I was going to take the belt off. I think the armor looks better without the belt, all things considered. So, yeah. So I'm wearing the Silverhawk boots. They look pretty sweet, actually. I think they're I don't know what model I don't actually know what model Red used for the Silverhawk boots, but they do match the steel armor not too bad. Oh yeah, verticality? That exists. Here in WARS. You want to go to places? Go for it, man. You know how normally in Old School RuneScape, in order to get to the Lumbridge Gen store, I would have to click the stairs. Okay, now I'm on the second floor. Click the stairs. Alright, cool, now I'm on the ground floor, and then I would have to bugger off out there. Walk around the walls to get to the Gen store. Could do that, sure. But that's lame. We don't have to do that here. Because, once again, this is built in the World of WarCraft engine. So I have the privilege of yeet. I have the privilege of saying, fuck walking, I'm a jump. Hello. And now I'm here at the Gen store. This is sick, yeah. I've had people in my community literally saying that this was like a fever dream. No fall damage. Because fall damage is completely disabled because there's no verticality in Old School RuneScape, right? So, you know, that's a thing. Now, passively, I don't know if you noticed, but I had 3 feathers. So the Silverhawk boots, passively they eat feathers. And those feathers are automatically converted into agility experience points. So I'm actually going to keep these both open, just so you can see in real time. Every time you complete a lap of an agility course, you have a 10% chance to receive Silverhawk feathers in a variable. I believe the variable number is based off of the difficulty. Yeah. Well, right now we didn't have the what is it? We didn't have the tokens of grace here yet. I don't know if that's planned. That's something I'll have to ask Keynets when he's awake. He's actually asleep right now. He's our lead dev and, you know, project head, so he's the big boss man to chat up when it comes to those kinds of details. But damn, no Silverhawk feathers. Silverhawks from RS3. See, y'all are teaching me Summit because I don't actually play RS3. I'm an old head. I'm an old head and a loyalist to, you know, old school. I exclusively play RS2. I won't touch it. So yeah, that is agility right now in its current state. This is a minor bug, so don't get... And there we go. See, that feather got consumed, and now I don't have any more. So I can put the regular boots on. So this guy doesn't belong here. I actually don't know his story. I don't know how or why the hell he's hanging out here in the basement, but we have a banker in Lummy Basement for some reason. Yeah, I got nothing, chat. I genuinely have no idea why the hell he's here. Oh, that's right. I wanted to show you all this. So, ranged combat, and this is something that also applies to magic as well. Let me swap real quick here. Withdraw. Just so that way. I'm already wearing Van Braces. Derp. Hold fast. Throw those back in there.
You need something?
That's also a minor bug. So, currently, the shoulders, whenever you wear plate armor, for some reason the texture isn't getting despawned. However, if I reload, it should. I believe that typically should fix it. So let's just do a quick reload, so that way you can see the gear without the bulky. Oh, guess not. Alright. Again, it's alpha. It is what it is. Oh, it is? Okay. Fair enough. See, y'all are teaching me something. So let's go ahead and do some safe spotting, shall we? So, we've got our stereotypical newbie range set, because my range level is non-existent. Safe spotting works, currently, yes, XP is 1-to-1 for old school. It is actually 1-to-1 ratio right now. So let's do a little bit of safe spotting. This was something that took the lads quite a bit of time to get to work. was safe spotting. Because if you've played World of Warcraft, you know that typically this mob would just come through the terrain and come mollywop me, right? It's not going to stop. So that was actually quite the endeavor for the lads to get that into the game. Good work, by the way. This, however, is where y'all's expectations is going to change completely, and this is going to completely change the dynamic for how you're used to RuneScape combat. Ready? Movement while engaging in ranged, and this also applies to magic. You don't have to stop. You can just keep on going. You just keep kiting. You can do this everywhere in the world. So this works for magic as well. I just didn't have a whole lot. Oh, you can? See, I don't play RS3, so again, y'all are teaching me something. Y'all are educating me because I genuinely have not touched RS3 in forever and a day. So, contextually, the ideation and that from Keynets himself is trying to make this a faithful recreation of WarScape with some quality of life changes from 07 and onward. Obviously, that being one of them. Yeah, so there's no hotkeys. Literally, this is just here for me to engage auto shot. This is just for melee auto attack. I can take my spells out of my book, and I can keybind spells. Also, enabling auto casting is here, right? So if I wanted to put weaken, cool. If I have the runes in my bag, I can cast weaken on the target. So you can freely customize your hotbars however you see fit. Macros are fairly limited, so all of these are they don't work. You're not going to make macros to AFK farm. The lads have been very, very much so attentive to making sure that that is not something that can be done. No AFK farming. That is definitely a no-go here. It's like, I don't have too many quests that I can show y'all on account of, I've got pretty much all of them. How does inventory work? You have exactly 28 slots. So I'm actually going to be dunking. Maxing would be miserable, but playing... Exactly. And so that's the thing. Now, I'll be completely transparent with y'all in chat right now. This does exist. Okay? So, membership is not here in WORS what it is in RuneScape. Okay, so full disclosure, and this is coming from Keynets himself, membership does not mean you get access to everything, right? Everyone will have access to the entirety of the world. All of the quests, all of the skills, nothing will be locked behind membership. What membership does is it's going to be a scalar XP modifier. I don't know the exact numbers. I'd have to actually look in the Discord specific to get that for y'all. But, and I'd have to dig through because it's an old channel in the Discord. But effectively, it starts off at a very minuscule amount of XP bonus. And then once you hit level 90 in that skill, you're going to get a 30% bonus, and that's it. So it's going to make the grind to max a little more tolerable. But that's all that the membership is going to be. This is another question that's come up quite a lot. No other races are planned. It is human only. So, you know, as it stands, there's people in the community that have been clamoring like, hey, I want to play a night elf, I want to play a high elf, etc. However, when you think about it, right, the only races that you know of really in Old School were humans, obviously, dwarves, gnomes, an elf. So maybe, and this is a hard maybe, because obviously this is nothing, this is not at all in the pipeline for development cycle right now, but maybe down the line, playing as a gnome and starting in the gnome, you know, the gnome area. So if you want to start off in the gnome's stronghold, right? Or maybe if you were playing as a dwarf, you would start in Keldagrim, right? So there's some ideation that's been talked about, but nothing has been agreed upon or really like set in stone by any means for that. So for now, and for the foreseeable future, it is strictly human. Sign you up, man. So below the stream, if you look in the information that I have below the stream here, click on the more information, and the link in there for discord.gg/wars, that is the official Discord to gain access and be able to play. So once you've gotten access into the server, you then just have to apply to actually play the alpha, which is what I'm on right now. And right now it is still invite-only closed alpha, so mostly for bug testing and things. But we are speculatively, come the new year, it's expected, possibly even before Christmas, it is expected to go into open alpha. So everybody that wants to get their mitts on being able to play, highly advise that you slide on into the Discord. Again, link is below. There's 2 Discord links. One is my personal community one, which is the second link. Y'all can disregard that if you wish. But the first Discord link that is displayed, that one is for the World of RuneScape server official. So hop on in there, say hello to the community, tell them that the doc sent you, and make sure that you fill the application to get in on the alpha here. You'll be assigned the alpha role in the Discord once the staff does another wave. They typically do waves of about 400 applicants every time. Excuse me. Sorry. Hold fast. I need to get some water right quick. Give me just a sec. Oh, sorry about that. I've been rambling for like a couple hours. So typically, alpha invites are sent out in waves of about 400 people. So once you get signed up, you know, you'll get pinged. You'll actually, because this is a very common question that gets brought up in the server all the time, is how do I know when I'm allowed to play? Once you are assigned the role, Keynets himself, the creator of this project, he will make a message in the chat channel that you will have just gotten access to, and at the entire role, so everyone's going to get pinged, right? Including myself. And you're going to, you know, see the message from the boss man himself, and it's going to say, you know, welcome to the alpha. Here's the link to the install guide on how to actually get started on here, and enjoy yourself, basically. Right now, the major goal is we're trying to get a few bug tests done and everything. I believe if I'm still streaming this in a few hours' time, Keynets, the creator, and Doobie, who's one of our mods, and he's a content creator. If you guys follow any of the stuff for Project Ascension, McDoubles on YouTube, McDoubles, he actually works on this. So he's actively working on here and trying to make this come to fruition. But he and Keynets were having us test Calfight Queen. We were doing boss runs to fight Calfight Queen last night at around I think 02. Yeah, it was around 02, you know, because I'm in Eastern Standard Time, so it was about 0200 hours when we were testing Calfight Queen. She absolutely mollywopped most of the people, because a lot of us that went there are sub 40 combat level. So Calfight Queen absolutely just, you know, murked the entire lobby. And we were testing her behavior, making sure that the script was working well, that the phase worked correctly. So when you actually depleted her HP bar for the first phase, she would transform. That's all up and running. And then we actually saw Dragon Chain Body, Rune Two-Hander, and what else was dropped? There's a bunch of rubbish that dropped. And that's Summit 2, is that just like World of Warcraft, when you make a raid, the loot table is going by RuneScape rules. So it's going to be the most damage / last hit on the boss is going to get loot. However, I believe master loot is going to be implemented for pre-made like raid groups. But if you were to just go into the Calphite Queen lair with randoms and not be in a party, then it's going to be traditional RuneScape rules of the last hit / most damage dealt, getting the loot. And sadly, the Dragon Chain Body was not equipable by the lad who won the loot, and it was promptly whisked away by Keynets, because, again, we aren't trying to have people cruising around in full dragon just quite yet. The server for this phase of testing has only been active for like a week, I believe. Is this person still RP walking? Oh, hold on. I genuinely want to know. I got slot. Yeah! They're still RP walking. Oh, that person's a mad lad. So this person is they're force RP walking. So they're exclusively RP walking, meaning they'll never level up agility because they can't make the jump. Because you can't make the jump unless you're doing, normal run speed. No banking, only trading, and only their main inventory. So it's like a pseudo Ultimate Iron Man that they're trying to do. Hey, if they want to do it, man, I salute the mad lad for doing it. All right, let's see if this food is enough to last me to finish my Slayer task. I kind of hope it is, and hopefully I don't burn all of it. Oh God, I say that and I burn the first bloody steak. Of course. Oh, man. I'm using a range, so I should have the bonus to cooking, man. I'm using the lummy stove. Give me my bonus to cooking. I'm gonna probably end up having to kill, like, another round of cows, man. Oh, yeah, no. Everything is going along very well. Bug testing has been... It's been kind of fun, not gonna lie. There's been a few hiccups with things. Again, we didn't know why my client still has the funky green chroma key effect going on in the underground layer, but I'm not too worried about it. I mean, if anything, it kind of helps me see, if I go into, Lava Maze Dungeon or something like that. It'll make it easier to see the players, I suppose. So, who knows, maybe that's working in my favor. But it's somewhat of a fever dream, I'll tell you. Like, as someone who grew up playing both World of Warcraft and Old School RuneScape back in RS2 era, it's kind of surreal to be able to do this, to cross the streams like this. It's absolutely wild. Cooking. I really kind of want to go into Lummy Swamp. You know what? Before I go do the shades, I think I'm going to go into Lummy Swamp Cave and try and net me a pair of iron boots off of the cave bugs. Honestly, I think nabbing iron boots is probably the play here. because then I could just use that and I'll have a wee bit more defense. Because the fact that those shades are dropping me for like a clean 4 to 5 every hit, I'm just going to be chonking through my food the whole while, man. Also, as you can hear, Sea Shanty 2 is playing, so it's not high priority, but getting the music playlist to work appropriately, that is in the to-do list. I can't confirm or deny because I don't actually know, but potentially we might see the emotes, or this will simply turn into a window to just tell you like all of the emotes, like /train for doing, you know, the train noises, things like that. I don't quite know just yet. We do have pets. We do have a lad actually got Rocky the Thieving pet the other day. So grats to Mognite. He actually got Rocky. He got the server first Rocky drop in Thieving. I think he was only like 40 summit Thieving at the time that he got the little fella to drop too. And then earlier this morning, Dreamland actually got the fishing pet to drop. So at 71 fishing, the guy's absolute maniac. So, insofar as I understand, I do believe that getting the playlist to function, you know, where the region's music should be playing is in the to-do list. It's just not in the game at this time yet. Before, actually, I go do the Slayer quest, or my Slayer task, let me head to Varric and I'll show you all the Grand Exchange, because there's some nuance there. Hold on, I gotta salute the Mad Lad real quick, though. Carry on, you crazy bastard. I cannot believe that that person is going to RP walk the entire time that they're doing their playthrough, man. That is... I could not. And legitimately speaking, in the earliest days of concept for this project, Keys was originally going to have us do this. So, I mean... There was no way to get this animation to work at the same baseline move speed that you have in Old School RuneScape, if that makes sense, right? So that's why we have the basic run. However, this run speed is, if I remember correctly, I think this is 1.2 or 1.3 times baseline movement speed that you would have on World of WarCraft itself, in order to basically simulate the movement. And there's another thing that's actually I want to touch base on too. So we don't have ticks, right? So if any of y'all play like PvP or are min-maxers in chat, you're obviously probably very familiar with tick manipulation and being very aware of server ticks. We don't have that here, per se, because a tick is what, every 6 seconds or something like that? I forget the exact numbers. But basically, what we are doing is we're simulating. So, scimitars, every weapon in the game, has a 3.0 attack speed. Oh, Rune Sword? They actually have it? Oh, shit. Oh, bro's already got full rune. Well, almost. Still wearing Addy, for now. Steel boots. Yeah, see, I need to go to Lummy Cave, dude. Jeez. But, there's a few things that, few different little tidbits like that going on here at GE. I am so sorry, guys. I got sidetracked. My train of thought, man. My thought process. I'm all over the place. I'm excited to be able to share this with y'all because we were on an information embargo until, like, basically this week. So, Grand Exchange is here. It's kind of trippy seeing it from this perspective, isn't it? I admit, first time I got here, it was a little disorientating, I won't lie. So, we got GE. For now, the GE is currently just going to be utilizing the auction house UI. So let's look for any weapons. What do we got? This is currently not open to public yet. It's currently in closed invite alpha. However, if you look below the stream info, so if you go ahead and look below the stream, I have the community server, which is that first Discord link there, the discord.gg/wars. That is the official Discord to get access to this project. It is currently it's all going to be free to play. Yeah, oh, so 0.6 seconds. Okay, so there you go. So we're basically emulating ticks via weapon speed is how we're operating things here. So yeah, if you want in on the Discord, the first link that I've got posted in the information there, that is the discord.gg/wars. Go ahead and join that community and let them know that the doc sent you. And the other thing is there is an application for the alpha. Go ahead and fill that out. It's just going to ask you like basic questions like, what's your experience with World of WarCraft? What's your experience with RuneScape? Because obviously we want to know where you stand as far as, what you know, what you don't know, and so forth. And that's not so much to like filter people per se. That is mostly just an interest thing. Like we want to know what game do you play more that you know more of. So it's kind of like can we make sure that this project makes sense, right? The lads want to make sure that this makes sense to everybody because it is a fusion of both games together. So it's something wild. Ooh, wow, this guy's actually trying to sell Zammy tops. Mystic gloves, oof. No one's gonna buy that, dude. No one really has cash stack that high yet. Well, actually, I believe that. There is a guy that has a cash... There's two guys that have high alchemy right now on the server that I personally know of that probably have the cash stack to be able to buy that up. Let's see, any consumables? What do we got? I see de-iron yourself is the go-to... this man is the go-to pie vendor. And then Piss Fist, what a fantastic name, Piss Fist. Apparently is wanting to be a potato merchant. There's no potions. You know what? Let's fix that. Hold fast. Let's withdraw as note. Alright, I'm gonna leave this to y'all, chat. What do y'all think a fair price for attack potion is? What do y'all think? I'm gonna let you guys decide. You guys are... Y'all are holding my wallet right now. What price should I put this up for? What do you think it would sell at? Been playing WoW RS since 05 and WoW since 2013. Hooyah. 300 a pop? Alright, roger that. So I'll do this. I'll put a starting price at $1.80. 300 a pop. Alright, let's find out. How many active players? Right now there are... How many people are in... Hold fast, let me list this all. Alright. So while that is going, let me look specifically at the Discord here. There are currently about 300 plus people that have access to this project right now in the alpha, in its current state. Right now, online, I think there's only 27 of us online right now. Sally and Gary are two moderators that are online right now. And we've got a couple of new faces here. So these guys actually just got accepted into the alpha just the other day. I want to say it was Friday. Yeah, Friday we had a new wave of invites go out. So roughly every week, invites go out on Fridays, typically. So, let's go on down to Lummy. Again, this is the little bit of jank that I mentioned. We don't know. I personally have a theory as to what causes this, and it's literally just the particle effect loading. This is just not unloading that particle effect. It'll dissipate after like a minute or so. It's not that big of a deal. It's just kind of like a minor nuisance. Like, dude, I have this goofy, untextured block on my chest. Yes, that is correct. I am, in fact, on Dragonslayer. Yes. I'm just not at a combat level high enough to really bang out Dragonslayer right now, so... Otherwise, trust, I would definitely be doing it. Oh, bugger. I forgot to turn withdraw item as actual item. Oh, no. Anti-Dragon? No. Anti-Dragon Shield is just Dragonslayer 1. Yeah, no. Dragonslayer 1, all you have to do is start that quest up. Once you have... so Dragonslayer works the same as it does on Old School. You start up, you get your 32 quest points, right? So I currently have 43 quest points. So you start up, and then you go here to the Champions Guild, south of Eric, and you start the quest. He's going to tell you to go talk to the Duke. Oh yeah, so currently... free-to-play is all that's available right now. Also, context, I am not the one who's making this. The project head is Keynets. I want to like expressly make that clear. I am just kind of a helper. I'm not a moderator yet. I am just kind of a mentor to help people that are in the alpha testing and doing kind of like theory crafting and ideations. But yes, everything in the free-to-play world is what is currently constructed. We do have Canifis done, and obviously the little bit to do Priest in Peril, so obviously you can get access to, I'm going to butcher the name, so forgive me, Mazkna or whatever, the little demon, the second Slayer Master, is hanging out here, and then there's the bank in Canifis. The rest of Canifis is a ghost town. There's literally no thing here. Any concerns about takedowns by Jagex or Blizzard? So, let me also jump on that. No, actually. Absolutely not. So this project is actively being spearheaded by Project Ascension, custom WoW server, which is literally, I believe, one of, if not the biggest WoW private server that is currently available at this time. The top 3 WoW private servers consist of Project Ascension, which is classless World of WarCraft, Turtle WoW, which is Vanilla Plus, and then you have Warmane, which is Blizz-like, and that one does Vanilla, Burning Crusade, and Wrath. This project, much like all of Project Ascension, is being built... Correct. Also, I want to do a reminder here. We have a J-mod that is actively playing on this and watching the project. He is very interested and he is in support. I'm not going to say name. I'm not, because I don't want to jeopardize what J-mod. I don't want to jeopardize their job security. But we have a J-mod that is insanely in love with this project. So, just want to throw that out there. But, yeah, as I was saying, currently everything that is in the free-to-play world is accessible here. And exactly as Zach said, because it's a private server, no, not really. Blizzard really cannot do a whole hell of a lot, and frankly, because... And this is where it gets into kind of gray area, you know? It's gray area because this is being built on 335A. So this is the Wrath of the Lich King Ruby Sanctum patch. And like I was saying to y'all earlier, I have this bug where I get this sick chroma key green effect that exists in the underground layer, and unfortunately, I actually don't know how the hell to fix it. I want to, but currently I cannot get it. But yes, this is all built in, like, here. Let me take my helmet off. We're using 335A as the basis. And to be fair, 335A is literally the most complete package and most commonly emulated version of World of Warcraft out of everything. It has been completely disseminated, completely scripted, and reconstructed, and easily emulated. So, you know, when you put it into perspective like that, it's pretty simple. And it's a very good basis. I mean, hell, there's things that exist because of Project Ascension. Again, the lads that are spearheading the project and hosting it. The lads have managed to downgrade some HD assets. Like, these are clearly the frogs that we got in, like, BFA. Right? Like, that's kind of very easy to recognize. Shit, what is attacking me? Oh, cave slime. I'm trying to kill the cave bugs, because I want to get my mitts on... Oh, great. I didn't have Slayer level to fight that thing. And he's not going to leave me alone, is he? So this, again, this was something that I've covered in chat here. Safe spotting. Normally, World of Warcraft's pathing AI, the slime would just clip... He would just no-clip through this terrain and continue to attack me. That actually took the lads quite a while to get that to work properly, because WoW AI is fairly aggressive in how it does pathing. So that was a fun project for them to get squared away. Oh yeah, no. This is, you know, some of the lads in my community have outright called this a fever dream. Like, genuinely, they're like, this is wild to see. I mean, I've loved both games, World of Warcraft and RuneScape, for over 20 years. I've played them both for over 20 years. So, to have the privilege to be able to experience this... Do you have to train agility? You bet you do. Yes, sir. You do have to train agility. So, unlike... regular, yeah, no, I'm an old head, man. I've been playing for freaking forever. yeah, I am Canadian. yes, in fact, I am Canadian. Is it that obvious? I suppose it is. But, yeah, no, agility's... No. Very obvious to other Canucks. You know what? Fair enough. Nah. I'm basically in the Toronto area, effectively. I'm in the GTA. If you know, you know. But yeah, no, to be able to have the honor and privilege to be able to play on here and to kind of work alongside the staff to help bug test, bug fix. Well, I don't do the bug fixing, I just do the testing. I'm not a back-end coder by no means, man. I do not know. I am very much so ignorant in that. A Newfie? Booyah. Come on, where's me boots? I need me iron boots, man. That's the whole reason I'm here. Oh, yeah. yeah. So... Felix, full disclosure, this is actually unique to me. So if you were to install this, if you got accepted into the alpha to be able to play, you would not be seeing this. This is unique to me because I play on Project Ascension. So I play the regular servers of Project Ascension, and this is just kind of a weird overlap effect that I don't know what's causing it, and I'm trying to help the staff figure it out. We've been trying to figure it out for several days now, honestly. But my entire underground layer of the map, it does that. But if you were to play this, assuming, again, that you've never touched Project Ascension at all, you know, and it's the reason why is because the lads have an HD patch. Oh yeah, this is absolutely... this is Lumbridge Swamp. Yeah, this is Lummy Swamp. Here, I'll do something you cannot do, normally. You want to go swimming in the swamp? You can. Don't know why you would want to, but you can. This is Lummy Swamp. It's all custom done. You've got the Hermit's house here for doing the Restless Ghost, right? Oh, not this house. He's the other house over there. Let me pop sprint real quick here. The mining pit here in Lummy Swamp. We got tin. You got copper. Oh, dude, no. PKing is rampant. So, like I showed a little bit earlier in the stream, combat works quite differently here. Combat uses the rules of RuneScape. However, it uses WarCraft movement and combat rules as well. It's a weird fusion. So you can move in combat, you know, it unlike old school where you have to stand in spot and safe spot. No, it's just wildy for PKing. I'll actually go into the wildy because I need to test Summit. So this is for y'all's entertainment. If I die, I might very well get PK'd because let me see who's online again real quick. Let's see. Who do I know that's in the troublemaking guild? Millidef, maybe. We do have a troublemaking guild that really likes to PK people, so I'm looking to see if they're online right now. Because I might get ganked if I go out into the wildy right now. I'm just going to go ahead and actually put my gear in here too while I'm at it. Because if I die, I'm not going to lose any of my stuff, you know? I'm not trying to lose gear. Alright. I just need to grab a bone off of Summit right quick. I'm going to make my way out to the Chaos Altar, way up in the wildy on the west end. And I'm going to try and see if the Chaos Altar is functioning, because it wasn't working last night. So I need to find out if it has been touched or not. Keynets did some patchwork a little bit this morning. So we're going to find out. Agility, all of that stuff, all of it. So again, as a reminder, every skill works except for these four: construction, hunter, dungeoneering, and farming. I know the reasons for it too. Hunter is literally just because we do not have access to Fremennik and such, so you cannot go after Kebits and the like. Because if I remember correctly, Kebits are like the early hunter mobs that you go after. Hold fast, let me answer this question right quick in chat. at Jarts. There's flax spawn just outside of Valley, North Gate. Follow the wall east. Sorry for that. Answering. Like I said, I'm somewhat of like a mentor. I kind of help folks in-game as much as I can. Yes, Valley Park. However, the park doesn't really have the flax. Oh yeah, so agility it is also here. The way agility works is we have just an obstacle course that you have to tightrope walk. If you've played Mists of Pandaria, that is the tightrope asset that is from the Timeless Isle. If you remember that, there was that little jump puzzle that you had to do as a daily quest in Timeless Isle. So that's how we do the rooftop agility courses and such. So for this one, I believe access is... Where's this one start at? I have to remember. Yeah. I'll do this. I don't have the agility to actually get credit for it, but I'll show y'all. So everything for agility is just all parkour based. It's all, you know, jump, skill jumps, and I'm gonna knock my head off that roof, ain't I? Yeah. It's all skill jumps, just tightrope walking. So just line yourself up and run along the rope. Not that big of a deal. Whoa! Alright, hold on. Can I get back up there? Hang on, hang on. Can I glitch hop up there? Let me up. So again, it does have the World of WarCraft jank. Yeah, I totally jinxed it. Oh well. I didn't have the agility to get credit for doing the lap there anyways, I didn't think. Yeah, Varric, I have to have 30 agility to even get credit. So even if I did complete the lap, it wouldn't matter because I wouldn't get credit. So. Oh well. I'm going to throw this herb in, bank right quick, and then go dunk on some of the monks. So that way I can get some bones, and then I'm going to meander my way on up to the Chaos Altar in the Wildy. So hopefully I don't run into our resident PKers, but if I do, y'all are just going to see me die, because most of those guys are higher combat level than me by quite a bit. I'm only combat level 34. So I have quite the grind ahead of me to, you know, go above and beyond where those lads are. To be fair, I mostly was doing bug testing for boss man Keynets. We got some lads mining coal. Happily clinking away. Good times. There's only a few number of folks online right now, so like, oh shit, there's 32 people online right now. So, Gary is one of the mods, and Sally is one of the other mods, and both of them are resident PK lads, so there's a fairly decent chance that if they slide over here, typically they're, you know, up here in Lava Maze. They're usually mage training on the Lessers at the Steel Plate spawn. Oh, crap baskets, there's somebody here. Who's here training? Oh, Gary, what's up, dude? So this is Gary. Gary's one of our mods. Apparently the Chaos Altar is not functioning proper. Yeah, no. he had already... one of the guys showed... And one of the mods actually showed that the Chaos Altar was functioning. Oh shit, KBD on Monday? Well, that is unfortunate. Sorry about that, chat. I'm not going to be able to show you all the Chaos Altar. Well, I can go out there still, but it does not function at current. This morning we did do some testing, quite literally bug testing, on Calphite Queen. So yeah, technically South Alcarad is accessible, but it's literally like dead space out here, except for Calphite Queen. Right, like you could go to the Calphite lair, but it's pretty much dead outside of that. So full disclosure, Doobie, one of the guys that's actually on the team, is a GM and has some GM items and stuff, and he's like combat level 60. Yes, the level cap is currently 126, if memory serves. Sub Z. So that's Z, Gary in game there. He, like I said, he's one of the mods. He's a real one. I'll leave you to it, lad. Carry on. I have to wait for my Lummy teleport to come back. Oh well. That's fine. Probably, let's see. I need more food, so admittedly I'm gonna cave since I'm already in the area, and I'm gonna just head over to Fally and steal some more cake. And have to deal with the stockpiling of that so I could finish off the Slayer task. Admittedly, what I might do is finish this Slayer task, and then I might call this stream, because it is going on 1000 hours my time, Eastern Standard, and once my husband is awake, I need to make breakfast for him and everything, so gotta take care of my mans. And once I get Chow squared away, I'll still be online. And, you know, those of y'all that are already here in the alpha. The fuck? Yes. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the World of RuneScape. It is as much of a fever dream as you're probably thinking. I surmise you just got here. World of Let Me In. So like I said, link is below. Link is in the description below. The first link, the second Discord, y'all can ignore. That is my personal Discord. I just put that in there. But the first Discord link, that is discord.gg/wars, WRS, that is the Discord to get official, you know, this is the official World of RuneScape Discord. go ahead, join the community, let them know that the doc sent you, and go ahead and fill out the application. There is an app that's going to be linked in that Discord there. Once you've filled out the app, we're letting in waves of invites at a time. Yeah, I think it's like every week. I think Keys and the lads are squaring away invites, if memory serves. But once you've gotten access to the alpha role, you will be available to play the actual alpha. Right now, this is pre-alpha again, so this is technically... Look, lad, Keegs, you do not need to have a ton of World of Warcraft experience. Don't get it twisted. We're looking for, folks that have experience all over the place. Like, if you are more of a veteran of, RuneScape itself, then by all means, join. We want you in here, right? Like, if you played more RuneScape than WoW, get in. Get in where you fit in, man. Because everybody is going to be coming from all different walks of life, all different experiences. Also, Z, I'm keeping these. I want to keep my golden trophy items. Everybody from different walks of life, man, and different levels of experience with, having played RuneScape or having played WoW, right? Like, people just are all over the place with where they come from as far as what games they have played and such. So let me just... Oop! Okay, yep. Aggro, and... Come on. Get safe spotted, nerds. There we go. Jesus. I blame Z for this. I blame Gary. It's his fault. He's the reason why the guards are on me like this. He did it. Alright. Cool. Get safe spotted, nerds. But yeah, no. Absolutely, put your app in, and join the community, because the community is growing crazy fast. I think, let me look at the actual server itself, like outside of the alpha channels. There are, oh my lord, there are currently 1,400 plus, and I'm seeing some of y'all in my chat having just joined. So, I'm seeing some of y'all in my chat here. Keegs, I see you in there. Absolutely. Make sure that you fill out that app, right? That is the biggest thing. Make sure you fill out that app, because that app is what's going to give you, get you basically access into the roles once the next wave of invites goes out. Alpha role, again, we're looking at open alpha ere for long. Don't quote me on this, but I think Z, you might actually be able to give a little bit more insight on this, or just correct me if I'm dead ass wrong, but 6 weeks is the average wipe cycle, so the next wipe cycle should, air quotes here, be the open alpha for the regular alpha role people, yes? If I'm not completely, speaking out of my arse here. I'm fairly certain that the next wipe is open alpha phase. So all of y'all that are trying to get in right now, you're almost done waiting, right? Once you've gotten the alpha access role, if you don't get into the pre-alpha here, like what I'm playing on, and you can get into the regular alpha, that is coming soon. Oh, so Bossman Keys hasn't really mentioned when next wipe cycle is. Got you. Roger that. That's kind of what I figured. Expect collectibles. You have an OSRS members account currently with level 1500 plus. So, since you mentioned that, thank you for posting your total level. You just reminded me of something. So, for those of y'all that are like, hey, the movement is World of Warcraft, right? What about mounts? Right? So let's look here. And if we look, we've got quests. That's pretty cool and all. I believe, is it under skills? Here we are. In skills. Look at that. If you can reach a total level of 1200, you will, in fact, earn a mount. Now, the rules are that you cannot mount in the wildy. So before any of y'all in chat that are PK heavy lads, don't worry. You do not have to worry about chasing someone on your horse or, you know, someone running away from you on their horse if you do not have the skill level to have said horse. Sprinting, as you've seen me do, the sprint action is also disabled in the environment that is the wilderness. That the wildy is the great equalizer, so it is fair and balanced across the board. Z can attest to this because he's actually, like I've told y'all a few times, he's one of our mods and is a PK lad. He actually got jumped just this past week. Some lads tried to 2v1 him and he smoked both of them. He was up at, you were at Lava Maze, weren't you? If I remember correct. So he was hanging out like leveling mage up here in Lava Maze and at the steel plate spawn. Some guy, you know, a couple of guys from a troublemaker gang. I'm not gonna oust anybody, right? Because that's scummy. But we had some lads that were troublemakers and just, you know, doing some shisty shit. And they tried to jump Z there. Failed horrendously. He smoked them both, and I think he killed one. You killed one, and the other one got away, didn't he? If I remember correctly, he managed to tell you out. But yeah, no. Wildy is it's functional, and it is the great equalizer. People will learn very quickly if you go out there. So I personally do not have the combat level to really be goofing around too much. Admittedly, one of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to try and hit out once I have the combat level high enough and grind on some green dragons and maybe try and get some, you know, green d'hide and start making ranged gear for later on for myself and for my husband. That's the goal, at least. Alrighty, hit full up inventory. Let me just sprint past this nerd. See ya, dude. Zoop!
Good day to you.
Also, I love the fact that Keys finally gave us the sprint graphics so we know when we're actually sprinting. That was... I'm not even gonna put a front on, dude. That was low-key kind of annoying. Not knowing if we were sprinting. So this is the main reason why I have a love-hate relationship with Cake. For those of y'all that are seeing this, this is something that has to do with the note system and how it's mostly the World of WarCraft engine at fault here. Any items that have doses, so like my potions that I've been making with herbing, if I deposit all of them, they kind of do that. It's just a weird, goofy little thing like that. It is what it is. You know, it's a growing pain. Live and learn type beat. So I'm going to have to throw BRB up for y'all in chat. I do have to run to the head and grab me another drink. So go ahead and fire off any more questions that y'all have in chat, and I will read those the second I get back. All right. Sorry about that, lads. We are back. Let's see. When is the next wave of invites? You're going max level. So, like I said earlier, roughly invites historically, again, I'm not staff. I cannot really speak on behalf of them. But from what I've seen, invites have been fairly frequently in the ballpark of around every week. And it was like roughly like 400 people in an invite wave of 400 people. So once you actually here, let me check the Discord real quick. Let's see. I am seeing I'm seeing quite a few names posted up in the welcome channel. So I'm seeing several new faces posted up in there. Once you've gotten into the server, go ahead and fill out your shrewd Jude. All right, let me see here. Alrighty, yep, no, I see you have filled out your app. I do see that. So you have the green role right now, which is before release, meaning you filled out your application before release. So you are currently in the queue right now, is what that means. So that means, effectively, you are expected to hold tight. Yep, you're in line right now. That's what that basically tells you. You're currently waiting, and once you've been accepted, you're going to get access to a new channel that is strictly for the alpha adventurers. It's a rank that will change your name to that reddish, like, it's more like magenta, realistically speaking. But once you've gotten that role, everyone that is a new face that has gotten accepted into that role, you're going to get a ping from Big Boss Man himself, Keynets, or one of the other moderators on staff. And they're going to ping the entire role and say, hey, welcome in new faces to the Alpha Adventurers rank. Go ahead and mingle, hang tight and the like. There's a, waiting. There's basically a queue, effectively, once you've gotten into that. But once you have the Alpha role, like I said before, and Z is, again, he's staff. He's one of the mods. We don't know when the next dev, cycle is, because again, things go around development, not so much like a strict timetable per se. But once you've been granted that alpha adventurer role, the open alpha, you are absolutely guaranteed to be in on that. Right now, this is strictly the invite closed pre-alpha phase, where effectively bug testing has been going on. Making sure various little hitches and hiccups have been ironed out effectively. So yes, sorry, losing my voice. I've been at it for a little while here. Once you have gotten the role, once you've gotten accepted in, you're automatically going to be... so it's all role-based, right? If you've ever been a Discord mod, you can make permissions and channel access restricted to different ranks within the Discord. So once you're given that role, you're going to see new channels popping up in the server that you'll have access to, and it's called literally the Alpha. It's literally called Alpha Adventurer. So right now you probably only see the general chat and let me in, right, for the most part. And I think maybe you might even see media share potentially. So I don't know. I actually don't recall. But yeah, once you've gotten your alpha access role given to you, you're going to get pinged by the staff to let you know, hey, welcome. Yeah, so you can see media share. I actually didn't recall because I had my alpha adventure role for quite a while before I got in here. Keys pinged me like last week. It does look amazing. Yes, it does. I am over the friggin' moon over this. Let me just juke this nerd. Get juked, nerd. Oh yeah. Could you ever do this in RuneScape? Utilize verticality. I don't think you could. Could you jump from roof to roof like a ninja? Probably not. I don't think this was possible in RuneScape, to my understanding. So, Juke the cops. Shake the fuzz, man.
You need something?
Alrighty, now to absolutely butcher my bank real quick with all of this cake. Trying... You're going to sub so you can follow this, want to play. So, Fallen, since you just got here, lad, appreciate the subs, by the way, those of y'all that are new, and welcome to the flock officially. So, click below my stream right now, right? And look at the information. If you look, there's 2 Discord links. The second one, y'all can ignore. That is my personal Discord for my community. That's if you want to be part of, following all of that nonsense. That is just me. The first link that I posted, however, the https discord.gg/WORS, that is the important link. That is the big link to go ahead and get in to the World of RuneScape. So you're going to want to go ahead and click that link. That's going to bring you in. When you get in there, go ahead and let them know that the doc brought you in and fill out the application. There is a pinned message that will give you all the info that you need. Go ahead and fill out that application. It's going to ask you just basic questions, things like, what's your experience with World of WarCraft? What's your experience with RuneScape, right? Things like that. Just, it's not so much a filter per se. It's more like the lads want to know roughly your level of experience with these games, because this is, as you're seeing firsthand, this is kind of a love child between the two. So it's very, very drastically different than everything that you've probably ever seen with regards to playing either game, right? Because it is a fusion, a marriage of the 2 games, and it's phenomenal. Like I've said several times now, I am deeply grateful. I am honored to have the privilege to be able to, be in on this closed alpha right now, and helping out guys like Z in chat, who's one of our mods, help them do bug tests and just find all the little quirks and hiccups. So that way, when y'all get access to the open alpha, things are going to be ironed out quite a good deal more than they are right this second. And then obviously for full release. Because again, full disclosure, what's available right now is just all of this free-to-play world. Everything that you see that's highlighted here, this is accessible. You can go anywhere in it. Hope they invite you like to be part of the testing. Absolutely. Yeah, just make sure you've got your app in, and be active in the community. I don't know. I personally didn't have any hand in that cookie jar that is selecting whom it is that gets in and who does not. That is up to staff and staff alone. So, and I am not staff. I'm literally just a dude who is exceedingly passionate about this project and wanting to help Keynets and the team see this come to fruition.
Well met.
Got some lads mining coal here at Barb Village. Man's rocking his summer fit. Got some... Wait! Oh, that's what the skirt looks like. That's what the plate skirt looks like. I actually have not seen the plate skirt. That's the first one I've seen. That's jokes. For those of you that are min-maxers, by the way, in chat, weight doesn't fully work just quite yet. So, like, even though I'm technically carrying, it says 29.83 kilos, I don't actually think I'm carrying 29.83 kilos. Maybe I am. I don't know. I don't do the math. But that doesn't really work for now. Again, it's all kind of stuff that's going to be actively worked on as the phases continue. So, right now, however, lads, we are on our way back to Canifis because I have 24 shades that need slain. I would love to finish my Slayer task before I cut stream, because like I said, once my husband wakes up, which should be probably around like noonish, I am going to have to dip set. I'll still be online because I'm still going to be on here pretty much for the rest of the day, unless my guild needs Summit on Project Ascension regular, because this is on the Project Ascension PTR. So again, huge thanks, not just to Keynets and the lads that are working exclusively on World of RuneScape here, but the, Dutch, who is the head of the Project Ascension team, and, those lads have seen the potential and the passion and drive that Keynets and his team have for making this project become a reality. So, huge props to even Dutch and the lads on the Ascension squad for seeing how much potential that this project has and how genuinely wanted this is. Like, it's wild to be able to see Gielinor from this perspective, right? Like, this is Summit that I don't think anyone's ever thought, conceptualized. Maybe you've thought of it in passing, like, damn, wouldn't it be kind of cool to play RuneScape, but, like, this perspective? Maybe you kind of had that as a passing thought, but Keys was the mad lad who sat there and took that thought and actually put her to action. So it is wild to me to, see the amount of work that's gone in so far and all the work that's going to be going forward as well. So here we are making our way into Mauritania. Zoop! Alrighty. Hopefully I didn't get ganked by the Shades. They have a fairly decent aggro range. Okay, yeah, I think I'm good. Cool. Hit up the bank, snatch my food, because my character needs to get his diabetes in order to stay alive against these next 24 Shades. And they hit me for like a clean 4 to 6 damage every time they smack me, so I'm not too terribly keen on getting absolutely cooked by them. So that was honestly the whole reason why I was doing all that grind to get food. The main goal I had was just to showcase stuff for y'all and also to bang out my Slayer task. I just wish I didn't get this Slayer task. I was kind of low-key hoping to get Summit in the Lummy Swamp Cave, so I could try and get those iron boots. But, fuck it, we ball. They can hit me for a 6, I can hit them for a 6. I suppose it's fair play, But yeah, I am absolutely excited to see the future for this project. Like, I'm sure all of y'all in chat are as well. Because there's just so much potential that is in this project to be able to rebuild the entire world of RuneScape as you know it, but within the 335A engine of World of WarCraft. So you're going to be able to experience everything that you are familiar with and more, because like I said earlier on in the stream, there is Dungeoneering is going to be completely overhauled and vastly different than what you are probably familiar with. Those of y'all that are RuneScape veterans know about the island of Demonheim. I bet Jagex is going to get butt hurt. So, there's a J-mod. I'm not going to say the name for security, but Z here actually mentioned it. There's actually a J-mod that knows about this project. So, we shall see. But insofar as I'm aware, the lad seems genuinely excited to see how this passion project turns out. And honestly, that's the thing, right? Like, this, realistically speaking, isn't taking money away from Jagex by any means. Like, I can tell you right now firsthand, there's lads that are actively playing right now on this pre-alpha phase that are also playing RuneScape Rune Light. They're playing it on Rune Light, but they're playing Rune Light at the same time. Again, not going to say names. I'm also guilty of it as well. I have, if I'm not streaming like this, I'll have Rune Light on my left monitor, and I have this on my main monitor. So I'll be playing Rune Light on my secondary monitor, just skilling while I'm actively doing stuff here. It's a trip, man. I can't even, I can't even joke. Like, it's gonna be hilarious. Might have to keep it free to play. So that's, yes, that actually is the thing. The entire project is free to play current and for the foreseeable future. Like, it is free to play, and there's not going to be a paywall, so like all of Fremennik and all of these other areas that are accessible to members under normal circumstance, you're going to have access to it. It's all going to be free to play. Something to note, again, all of the work, all of Project Ascension, it is all free to play. It has been and will remain so. And as World of RuneScape here is under the sphere of custom World of Warcraft and under the umbrella of Project Ascension, it's going to remain free to play. Might get away with it then based on the age of the game. Right, and that's the thing too, right? Like, Old School RuneScape is over 20 years old, and World of Warcraft is also over 20 years old. Hell, we're using 335A, which is the final patch of Wrath of the Lich King, which was like late 2009, right? So 2009, we're in 2024, it's 15 years old, the patch that we are utilizing as the framework here. So that's the last time you played WoW with multiple 80s? You know, so, and that's the other thing too, is Wrath, so that specific patch, that 335A patch, it is the most commonly emulated and fully disseminated patch in World of Warcraft history. It's super easy to emulate, and most every private server that exists utilizes it. Vaint, what are you looking at here? My lad, this is Welcome to the World of RuneScape. It is Old School RuneScape, but constructed in World of Warcraft's 335A engine. That is what you were looking at. Gotta deposit. I'm gonna throw these herbs in here. I need to... I really want to get my full myth, eh? Once I get my full myth, then I can go grind on Hillies in Edgeville Dungeon, and then I'm gonna be, macking. Realistically, this is what RuneScape 3 should have been. Can you be a gnome? No, you cannot play as a gnome. So, for now, again... Oh, bugger. Hold fast. I gotta relog. I got that goofy visual bug. Well, y'all are going to see the login screen. And the iconic music as well. So, to answer your question, no, you cannot be as a gnome. Here, I'll even go into character creation for y'all. Let's go ahead and create the legend himself. Ready? Let's do this, shall we? Let's go with the gremlin face. It's only appropriate. No hair. Yep. We want no facial hair. And let's go with the... There we go. Let's go with this. All right? There you go. The man, the myth, the AI script. It is every bot ever. Behold. Every bot ever. Oh, he has to have a goatee? Okay, alright, hold fast. Let's correct it. Nope. We're gonna redo it. You want the goatee? He's gotta have the goatee? Alright, roger that. Goatee it is. So, gotta make sure it's black hair. Alright, facial hair, we'll give him the goatee. There we go. Alright. Absolutely no hair, though. Must be bald. Bald and beautiful. Alright. There we go. I don't bot, that's correct. There you go. Every bot ever. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend himself. Every bot ever. In all his glory. You know what? Fuck it. Let's show y'all Tutorial Island. Y'all want to see Tutorial Island? I'll do Tutorial Island if y'all want. Just so you can see it. Alright, roger that. Let's go. Yes, KBD, King Black Dragon, and Calphite Queen are currently in the game. We actually did some testing. So some of the, I believe Doobie and Keynets were working on tweaking the AI and damage output for the Calphite Queen last night at around like 0300 hours, give or take, this morning. So hold fast. Let me do what my usual thing is. I gotta move my chats here. All right, cool. Interface. Bottom right action bar. And always show. Put that there. Cooking, fletching, herbing. Put smithing there. Cool. Does it transform? Yes. Yes, she does. She has phases. So once you beat Calphite Queen first HP bar, she will turn into... I don't know if you've ever played World of WarCraft enough to know what I'm talking about here, but the model of the demonic gateway. Yes, there are pets. We have a couple of lads on the alpha that have the... let's see, Dreamland this morning acquired the fishing pet, and then the other night, Mog Knight got the server first Rocky, the thieving raccoon. So, and then of course, obviously, you can do Gertrude's quest.
Hello.
Yeah, this is a private server, correct. So, since you know. I already know all this stuff, but I'm going to take my time for you guys. So, how do I play? Playing World of RuneScape's easy. RuneScape is both combat-oriented and non-combat-oriented game. Old World RuneScape is entirely up to you, but generally speaking, you'll need to level up all of your skills. Oh yeah, we've got KQ and KBD. That being said, game utilizes the World of WarCraft user interface and controls, giving you access to things you wouldn't have in the original version of RuneScape, such as action bars, right? The ability to move with WASD, and a far more advanced spellbook. And inside the spellbook, you'll see multiple abilities that'll correspond to your skills. What else can you teach me? What are the controls? Alright, well, to move, you use WASD. It's recommended to open up your game menu, pressing the escape, navigate to key bindings from there, and setting strafe left to A and strafe right to D, as this will give you the intended movement utilizing WASD keybinds. Feeling free to use all of the keybind options available to you. Everything's squared there. What else can you teach me? What about the difference? Yeah, no. Keybinding alking? Absolutely. So, World of RuneScape is extremely similar to RS2, but there are going to be some key differences. As you already know, the controls in the user interface present far more options than, here in World of RuneScape than they are, as it's all based off of WoW's controls and user interface. So, everything else is going to be as close to a one-to-one copy of the original RS2 as possible, with as much focus on the integrity of the game as we could possibly muster here. For the most part, you're just going to have to discover the differences on your own. And then, of course, here is the old Discord link. If Doobie is in chat, we need to get Doobie to update this. Actually, you know what? Hold on. We're doing this live real quick. I'm going to @ Doobie and have him update this. Yep. Caught in 4K, buddy. Give me 1 second to just post this. Caught in 4K, brother. There we go. All right, so I just added Doobie. So he'll get to that when he gets to it. So this was the old invite, but now, like I said, the official invite is now the one that's in the information under the stream. So, discord.gg/wars. So there we go. So that's basically the gist of. So you can just talk to the Gielinor guide, and he's going to give you a basic rundown. And like even look, if y'all remember what the Gielinor guide looked like in Old School. Give me a sec here. Let me do this for y'all. So let's look at our old pal, the Gielinor guide, right quick, shall we? And let me just grab, where is it? So here we are. Here's the Gielinor guide, right? Let's go ahead and shrink this down just a smidge. So y'all can see, side by side. You know? So props to the team for doing what they can, because, again, we're limited by what kinds of things are available within World of Warcraft and what can be downported to 335A, right? One of the guys on staff, Red Goof, I'm probably fucking up the pronunciation, but I'm going to call him Red Goof, or just Red for short. Red is phenomenal at doing all of this stuff. He's actually one of the, I believe he's the lead of asset work for all of this stuff. So like him and Doobie, I believe Doobie actually did the Gielinor guide. I think Doobie did the majority of the he did a lot of NPCs, like a lot of them. All of the barbarians in Barbarian Village were done by Doobie. So basically within what is limited to the lads via the Warcraft engine and what can be downported, because obviously you recognize these clothes, right? These are from Shadowlands, if I remember correctly, this outfit. So downgrading things that are in more modern retail to the 335 engine takes quite a bit of work. So mad props to the team for being able to put that time and effort and having the drive to really make these NPCs look as close to their OG counterparts as possible. Looks like the most rebuilt private server you've ever seen. Yeah, no, it absolutely is. Everything has been terraformed and built by hand. And I actually was watching, so fun fact for y'all, I actually was watching and hanging out in voice chat with Keynets, Big Boss Man himself, when he was working on building the, I believe he was doing the Blue Dragon lair at the time, because Blue Dragons are not currently available. They're technically out of bounds for us right now. And he was also making the parkour. He's devious. He was making the parkour agility course way up here in the wildy. How long did this take? That I don't know the exact specifics. So, again, I'm not the creator of this by any means. I take absolutely zero credit for any of this. I'm just a dude who wants to see this project come out as smoothly as possible, and I'm helping do bug testing and just kind of being a little bit of like a mentor to newer players and such. But insofar as I personally am aware from my talks with Keynets, let me actually I'm going to pull up the DM. I'm not going to share the DM with y'all directly, but let me get his response here so I can give you all the TLDR. So our story starts with Boss Man Keynets, who literally just thought of the idea and came into the picture with Man's had literally zero experience modding or coding, and he's self-taught. He literally went and dove headfirst into resources like videos, community discords, and all of that such. How long did this take? Weeks? No, I meant for the Canadian accent. I'm actually Canadian. I'm actually a Canuck. I'm a former U.S. veteran. I'm a U.S. Navy hospital corpsman, but I'm born and raised up here in Canada. So that is not forced or anything of the sort. That's actually me. Most of my family's in Nova Scotia, so I haven't spoken to them in like fucking, 20 plus years? Irrelevant. But Keynets started building and, working on this solo for the longest while. And then, he was doing a dev blog. Fair enough, lad. Fair enough. He actually, I believe he actually still has the channel up. Keynets' channel. It should be, I believe, if you literally just look up World of RuneScape in your search on YouTube, you might actually be able to look at his channel. And he was doing dev blogs of like stuff that he was experimenting and learning at the time. And it kind of happened like a little bit of divine providence. Basically, March of this year, Project Ascension, the custom WoW server that uses classless gameplay, where you can pick any race, play as a hero, no class, and then you can grab skills from every class kit in the game to kit bash your own class fantasy, right? There you go. There's your sales pitch for Project Ascension, right? But this ain't about them. It is, but it isn't. Project Ascension this year was really looking to basically reach out and find some really outstanding custom WoW content. And I don't know the exact specifics because I'm still waiting on feedback from Dutch, the head of Project Ascension, to get back at me when he has time. Because Keynets is, again, I have the utmost respect for the guy. He's been super professional with me, putting up with my bullshit and asking 1,001 questions because I want to make a video that tells the story realistically. But before I fall down that tangent, let me continue. Again, if you cannot tell, I'm fucking ecstatic. I've been riding this high for over a week now, ever since I got approved to be able to, jump in and try and help out how I can. But let's actually just play through, because I can do this mindlessly. So, Keynets was working on this solo for a while. Project Ascension was looking for some very, fresh, hot off the presses content for custom servers. And, ultimately, Keys got into contact with the Ascension team. Again, I didn't know the exact specifics. There you go. Fishing. Makes the same... Here, let's turn off the music for a moment. Makes the sound effect. All the old sound effects and everything are still intact and have been ripped in here. But Keys basically got in touch with Dutch and the team with Ascension and, showcased his work that he had already done. And Dutch and the lads on the Ascension development team were they kind of fell in love with the project. And so now World of RuneScape here is under the umbrella that is Project Ascension, which is ultimately looking to kind of become the Steam of custom World of WarCraft, right? That's kind of your TLDR, basically. There's a whole lot more nuance and such to it, but yeah, that's pretty much the gist there. Cut the oak tree, so let's go ahead and do this. Let's equip our axe. Just logged on to RS3 and bonds are 130. Holy... Are you for real right now? 130 milli for a freaking bond? Ugh. Mm-mm. There you go. Let's level up our woodcutting. Yeah, I think there was like 15 mil on OSRS right now. That tracks. Jesus, they've even gone up on Old School. They were like 12 mil or something like that. Didn't RS3 have like a 33? Holy shit. Did they really? That is maddening, dude. My god. That is wild. Alright. Let's do the classic, what y'all are familiar with. Let's make a fire line. Come on. Yeah, there we go. And of course, let's just go ahead and cook the shrimp up so we can get this quest done. Burnt. Burnt. Damn. Alright, we got a 1 cooked shrimp. And 3 burnt shrimp. So this, again, this is something that's a bit proprietary to Project Ascension. That the lads working on WORS here have custom tailored effectively. Oh, fire making is super easy, yeah. So the fire making skill, what's going to end up happening? So this, I'll show this for y'all too as well. So fire making is going to, as you level it up, right? So if we look here, so once you get to level 15, you're going to learn, air quotes here, oak fire. And then when you get to 30, you're going to learn willow fire, and then 35 teak fire, 45 maple fire, etc. You're going to go all the way through. So all you have to do is just drag from the spell book and throw it on your hotbar, and then just click. That's it. The skills are all the same. Same thing goes for enchanting. Also auto casting, so you could turn that on. So now I have the buff here for auto cast. So whenever I have a spell, which we're just going to go ahead and put that down there, because we're going to end up doing that. Prayer, you know, and I'll give you all the TLDR here, because it's kind of irrelevant for early game. Oh yeah, alking is wild. I think right now in the alpha stage, right now, we only have, I know Z in chat, one of our mods, I know he can do high alk. And I believe Wem, one of our other lads, I believe Wem can also do high alk. I think there's about a handful of people that have 55 plus mage right now, if I'm not mistaken. Because again, the server's been up for like a week. So if you notice up here, you see that I have HP, I have mana, I have energy, and I have rage. So HP, self-explanatory what that is. Mana is actually your prayer points. So if I turn on thick skin, right, you see how it's going to drain my mana. So mana is your prayer points. If I turn on sprint, stamina, the stamina meter is your energy. And then obviously I do not have any dragon weapons, but rage is your spec meter. So instead of having the little limit burst type gauge over in your equipment section, so, you know, normally you would have your equipment screen over here, and you would have the little spec meter that you would have to click. I personally do not know if anyone has. Z in chat might be able to clarify, because he was playing around with dragon weapons during the last testing phase, which was to test some PvP stuff. So I wasn't present for that. I actually came in here just this past week, so I'm still fairly fresh technically to the overall experience myself. But a lot of the lads were doing tons of PvP, and DDS was very much so a thing. Alrighty, cool. We got shrimps. Fantastic. Stable Master Joffrey. Alright, well, let's talk to Stable Master Joffrey. So this is a custom bit of Tutorial Island. And he's basically just going to tell you how you can get a mount, which, as a reminder, you know, mounts are garnered at 1200 total skill level. And he'll just tell you that right off the rip. So, every bot ever, is it? Yep. So currently he says 1000 total skill level. That actually caught in 4K again, doobie. We got to update. Womp womp. Let me just poke doobie again. He's probably gonna get tired of me. And before Doobie gets tired of my shit poking him. No, we do want the accurate information though. But basically, you know, he just tells you about running and the fact that you can actually earn a mount. Pack Yak, I believe, is that a summoning thing? Or is that more of an RS3 thing? Oh shoot, I gotta talk to him still. It's like, why do I not have the quest? RS3? Okay, no, then probably not. Admittedly, probably not. We are, yeah. We're the lads are trying to keep things to RS2 for the most part. So, again, there are some quality of life changes that are unique to WORS here that are not available in RS2. And obviously, again, you know, the ability to jump around and, you know, zip about. Like, for instance, if I get to the right angle, I can actually see the wizard's tower. Talk to Chef Master Lev right quick. Get to do our cooking portion.
What can I do for you?
I do know, in fact. Yes, agility is a real skill. I'll swap back to my main after I do this. And I'll show you all how agility works.
You need something?
So, yep. Successfully cook some bread. Alright. So, this is 1 times XP. This is 1 time realistic. So this, you know, if y'all know how making bread normally works, you would have to click the flour on the water on the flour to make the dough, choose what kind of dough. Fuck all that. Bread. I want bread. So we're making bread. Boom, done. I burnt it. Shit.
How are you?
I need more ingredients. I can't believe that happened. Alright, let's try again. Behold, bread. There we go. We have acquired bread. That's embarrassing. Yeah, behold bread. Behold, I cremated the bread. Alrighty, now we go talk to the quest guide. Alright, are y'all feeling nostalgic yet? For old Tutorial Island? I know I was. Oh, hey. What's that over there? Actually, you know what? While I'm here, let me try. I'm fairly certain Keys got all of the hiccups, but hey, look at that. There's the wizard's tower right over there. You can see it plain as day. Oh, hey, look. There's the wizards. I cannot get to them, but not yet, at least. Not till I'm got this character off Tutorial Island.
Hey there. What can I do for you?
Alrighty, talk to the questy guide. Teach you all about questing. Go inside and talk to mining instructor Desic. So understand, again, my client is one of the only ones that's doing this right now, and this is not normal. So when you play here, you're not going to be experiencing chroma key land. So your game will not do this. This is something that I'm working alongside the staff to try and isolate the cause and figure out what actually is making this green screen terrain happen. So far, it's not really, you know, easy to replicate. So disregard this. Your game will not do this. I promise you.
Good day to you.
And I've already drafted a post to hopefully help people out that do, like myself, also play on the other Project Ascension realms to make sure that this doesn't happen to your client. You know, learn from my mistakes and don't have your game turn chroma key green on you. Let's do a little bit of mining here, as we should. Man, I'm so not used to the slow mining anymore. I keep forgetting that. So we're going to go ahead and make a couple of things, actually. They look... Yeah, well, the bronze bars do be looking suspiciously, you know, like Dookie. Just compact, compressed into a bar, a vaguely bar-like shape. If I remember correctly, he wants me to make a bronze med helm as well, so we're going to go ahead and swing on over here to make some bars, so let's smelt. Get our 2 bronze bars going. Easy peasy. Swing on over here to our anvil, and we're going to go ahead... Oh, requires a hammer. He didn't give me a hammer. Well, how the hell am I supposed to do that without a hammer?
How are you?
Alright, what do I do with this? Oh, okay, take this hammer. Sweet. Sick. Alright, let's go ahead and get to whacking. There we go, we got a bronze dagger. We are ready to go shanking. And remember, all of these models have been completely custom rendered. Red and the lads that are on the asset team have been doing fantastic work. To be fair, the mining pick, I know exactly what item they used as a basis for this. This would be the cold iron pick item that they utilized. But wait till you see the rune med helm. To be fair, I could technically actually make a better weapon. Game would be fun if there are different kinds of set profiles up, like Iron Man realism. So, funny you mention that. As far as the boosted experience rates, that is... I can't really speak on the matter personally, but I would say at most that's like a hard maybe at best. Again, I'm not staff, so like my word is not law by any means, but I will say that the ideas of Iron Man mode and such like that is very much so a promising idea. However, for right now, in the current state of the game, right, like obviously this is what we have for now, and it's been a tremendous undertaking. That is something that might be down the line. It's definitely not an immediate focus. I'll say that much. Of course, I have to keep this character bald and beautiful the entire time. I can't let this guy wear any gear. Mans must remain. Don't mind the grind me. That's what makes... Yeah, no, exactly. For me, like, I cannot speak for, you know, anyone other than myself, but for me personally, I know a lot of people have been saying, like, oh, I don't see how you could play Old School RuneScape. It's such a grind fest, da-da-da, right? That's the point. That's quite literally the point, man. Like, it's supposed to be that. So here we have Combat Instructor Vanica with his steel boots, his steel gloves, his steel pants, tattoos, and a big old steel two-hander with a tiara. Here, let's actually do a little side-by-side there, because I still kept that up. Let's go ahead and turn this back on. Zoop! Alrighty, and then let me position my camera here so you can admire this man. So obviously he doesn't have his dragon square shield, right? But you can see they managed to get him pretty much spot on. So again, mad props to the lads working on this project to be able to get the NPCs squared. What's the PvP like? Can you do gear switches? So, yeah. The PvP is WoW-like. So I'll actually give you an example here. So, combat works like World of WarCraft. So you have the freedom of movement. You have the capacity to be able to zip around and move. And this works also for ranged. You're actually going to see it once I talk here. Cool. Alright, kill a rat. Fantastic. Got our wooden shield, got our bronze sword. Let's get in here, smack another rat real quick, so we can get the quest. But yes, you can absolutely perform combat, you know, gear swaps and the like. Alright, Tutorial Island next, quest, safe spotting. So he even tells you about how to safe spot, right? With range, you'll be able to attack the rats without entering the pit. This is called safe spotting. So the lads put in the time and effort to really tell you about how combat operates here. So now, we're going to go ahead and safe spot. Now look at that. I can also move. So this will give you an idea of what Wildy's like. You don't have to stop moving. You can kite. If you're leveling ranged or mage, you can do ranged and mage whilst moving. You do not have to stop moving. You can absolutely zip around in combat, because it's the WoW engine for the combat. Alright, let's go talk to the account guide. So onward and upward. Gonna learn about banking. Alrighty. Let's go on in here to our local Tutorial Island bank.
Need something? How are you?
Welcome, every bot ever. Been told you were on your way. Have you, though? So, let's talk about your account war style. So first of all, obviously you want to enable your two-factor authentication. This can all be done at ascension.gg. As a reminder, in order to be able to play WORS here, you do need to have an account for Ascension, because this is hosted by Ascension. It is on their hardware, so you're going to actually need an account for Ascension as well. All of that information is not just covered here, but it's also covered in the install and play guide once you do get access into the alpha channels. So not only am I going to tell you all that, but also the respective channels are also going to let you know all of the information that you need. So your bank can hold loads of items, and then obviously you still have your stereotypical 28 slot backpack. Let's go on over here and talk to Brother Brace about some prayer, since we've already tanked our prayer points. I forgot he's in here. Let's sprint. I'm a nonce for having passed him.
How are you?
There we go. Alright. Brother Brace, tell me about prayer. So, there we are. Prayer points here, and he even tells you, right? So, active prayers will drain your prayer points, which is indicated by the blue bar underneath of your HP. So, mana represents your prayer points, stamina there represents or energy represents your stamina, and then again, rage represents your spec when you have weapons that have access to said spec. He also tells you about your friends list and ignore, so good to know. Let's go ahead and hit the prayer. Turn the music off, just so you can hear it again. The lads got all of the OG sound effects. Just let that sink in. They managed to implement all of that. Alright, we're almost done with Tutorial Island. We'll be here and we'll be off here and in Lumbridge Air Corps long. We just gotta do a little bit of mage training. Here's a little something for y'all here.
What can I do for you?
The Chad. Zezima. And notice, what level is he? 126. Yep, there it is. Big salute to Zez. Took him a long time to get where he is, and with time you might even become as strong as him one day. Take your time, because after all, greatness doesn't happen overnight.
For the alliance. Good day to you.
Let's talk to Tarova here. Alright, let's kill a chicken using Wind Strike. So, remember how I mentioned to y'all that you can move in combat, right? So look. I can freely cast Wind Strike on the go. So you'll be able to do this in PvP as well. Just let that sink in. Like, this is basically how combat operates here. Alright, there we go.
What can I do for you?
Some reasonable number of runes. Alrighty. And then now we just get to talk to the adventure guide outside of Lummy Castle. Alright, teleport me the hell up off of Tutorial Island and take away all of my stuff. And just like that, welcome to Lumbridge, and welcome to the World of RuneScape. Oh god, Fabio and Goose, oh lord. So there you have it, lads. That is Tutorial Island. And as I said I would, let me just go ahead and do one. I'll show you agility, because you had asked in chat if agility was a thing. So let me go ahead and show you a lap right quick. So, excuse me. So, agility. This is how agility works. If you remember, normally to level up agility, you would have to go to Drainer Village and do the rooftop course. Well, the way agility works here, obviously I can't click to move, right? Because this is World of WarCraft. Well, World of RuneScape. So, we jump off the roof here, and we see there's a tightrope. Alright, well let's run that tightrope. Alright, sick. We're over on this rope, and oh, there's another rope over here. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and cross that. You might recognize these ropes as being the asset from Mists of Pandaria, from Timeless Isle, actually. So if you've ever done the tightrope walking jump daily quest on the Timeless Isle, that's where this asset's from. So there's your little behind the scenes thing. I'm such a freaking huge nerd. Like, I literally know all of the models and stuff. I'm actually trying to talk with Red on how to fix the Abyssal Whip. And there we go. Oh look, agility level 2. I've done a lap. I am also currently the server's fastest runner of this, and I believe also the Drainer course as well. I currently hold the record of 15 seconds for this course. So that's how you do agility. You just gotta do all the parkour. And just like it does, I'd also like to point this out too, eh? So, unlike Old School, where it doesn't exactly tell you what... Because if y'all remember, right, you've played back in the day. You remember your olden day of being a newbie kid, first time ever getting in, and you're like, okay, I'm going to train attack, and attack means I'm going to hit harder, right? The information is disseminated for you, so attack just lets you, and it tells you out the gate, it allows you to wield stronger weapons and hit more accurately in melee. Strength is what's going to make you hit harder, and then defense lets you decrease your chance of being hit whilst also letting you have the armor. So the lads have made it a point that you're not going to get hit with the newbie trap of, okay, I have like 80 attack, but 1 strength. Well, I'm hitting accurately, but man, I'm only hitting for 1. So, you know, all that information is kind of disseminated. Also for agility, right? Agility is also going to affect you properly in your stamina regen, being increased based off of your agility. So, all of that stuff is all clearly disseminated for you, and it's so wild. And like I said, I'm exceptionally honored to be able to be a part of this community and to help, you know, where I can, how I can, in making this come to fruition. Oh, hey, this guy's gonna try and beat my time. I want you to beat my time. Let's go. Go. Oh! Damn, unfortunate. They know the trick. They do know the trick. I'm curious if they can beat my time. Oh, I think they're going to run stamina. Alright, yep, go. Get there, jump. Alright. hop off the rope, and smack that. Let's go! But there you have it, lads. That being said, it is a little bit post 1100 hours, and I can hear signs of life upstairs. That tells me that my husband is awake, meaning I'm going to have to go ahead and nip the stream here, and I need to make some chow for my husband and I. So I hope you all have had a good time hanging with and being able to peep the World of RuneScape. I'm very glad to be able to actually share this with y'all, because I want nothing more than this project to be the coolest shit ever. This is such a fever dream and such a major rush of nostalgia. Like, nothing else has ever hit me as strongly as this has. So, that said, y'all, as always, I want you to do your best out there to try and stay happy, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and wash your damn hands, you filthy animals. And until next time, this is the Doctor signing off. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.